We here, we back. Florida State is back, and we're gonna show that Saturday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Special week, guys. Special week. This week we get to demolish the little cockroaches up there in Tallahassee. But we're gonna get a little bit into that a little bit later on in the week. I'm gonna save some of my little material for my little video. We're gonna talk about college football like we normally do this week. Might throw a couple jabs at Florida State and Florida. You know, I can't help myself. But college football week 10 went down. Crazy things happen, man. As you guys know, every Sunday we come live. We talk about what happened in college football this week. You know, Miami, Florida, Florida State, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about them Miami Hurricanes, of course, the most important team in college football. Georgia Tech came to town. Another nail biter. Manny survives another week. Tyler Van Dyke putting up great numbers, putting himself in the history books. Rambo almost put himself in the history books. Rambo, 210 yards. That's tough. Jalen Knighton, 32 rush. Oh my God, 30. Did Manny really rush this man 32 times? That's tough. Especially after I saw him on the sideline wincing and moaning in pain. Because that wrist looked like, I don't know what happened to that wrist, but you could definitely tell that thing was killing him. Now, Tyler Van Dyke, like I said, great numbers, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns. Right now, he's only sitting behind Florida State's Jameis Winston, who had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in 5 straight games. So Tyler Van Dyke is well on the way. He could possibly be the one to, you know, take that record for the ACC. Now, defensive-wise, Avonte Williams, first collegiate interception for him. You know, congratulations to that guy. I posted a picture earlier on in the community, you know, still photo of him catching that. Both of his hands look like he was in the Hammer gang. I can't lie. He looked like he was hitting that Hammer gang in the air when he caught that pick. But, you know, congratulations to him. Like I've been saying all year, man, you know, it's well overdue. 6-game suspension came in, you know, start working his way onto the field. You know, when you're great, they can't keep you off the field, even though you was wrongfully suspended, in my opinion. But nonetheless, great job with the, you know, the secondaries, Cam, Avonte, and James Williams. Those guys are doing a phenomenal job. Tariq Stevenson, for a second, kind of scared me a little bit. You know, had a little injury. Thought that, you know, could have been serious, but nonetheless, we saw him came back in the game, so that's a good sign. You know, right now the Canes are a little bit dinged up. We also seen McLeod went down. I'm not quite sure the what's the word for it? I'm not quite sure the update on that injury, but nonetheless. Everybody, make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Like I said, tonight's show is Canes football, but college football in general. Let's see who all's in the chat. Totally not depressed what's going on with you. Honestly, can't predict this game just yet. Just go ahead and give Miami the win. And I don't care about your score prediction. We're going to beat them. That's tough. Hurricane Kilo in the building. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, sir. If you don't listen to me, listen to Kilo. Like, share, subscribe. Help me, help me, help me. Man, Maiden Dade, what's going on with you? It's going to be a beautiful week. Absolutely. Now, okay, before we get into the Florida State week thing, I do have a couple wagers that I had put into this thing, so I'm dependent on Miami to win this game heavily. Yes, heavily. So if we were to go out there and lose, and I don't think we're going to lose, so nobody say T2, I think we're going to lose. There's a couple things that I'm going to have to do. One, I'm going to have to change the name of my channel for 1 week to Seminole T2Y. I don't want to do that. So Manny Diaz, you better come prepared. Now, you don't won three straight against FSU already, so I'm pretty sure you can make it a fourth. You know, I'm not counting the one that Rick won or whatever. But if I lose that, I'm going to have to come here also in a Florida State T-shirt and make a video. I'm going to have to make a video wearing a Florida State T-shirt. I don't want to do that. So, Miami, I'm heavily invested in you guys. I also have $300 winning on this game. So, Miami, Come on now. So, yeah, Florida State versus Miami week. Now, Florida State this week, they played the North Carolina State, whatever. They got beat 28-14. Of course, we watched that. We enjoyed that. Anytime Miami win and the Florida Gators and the Seminoles lose, it's a great week. It's a great week. Now, Florida State might have their own issues going on. I think they said they had 25 players out that had caught the flu or something like that. No excuse for them. They still got whooped. I'm thinking if all their players were there, they still would have got whooped. So they ain't giving them no pass for that. Now, Florida State, please do not, I repeat, please do not use this as an excuse next week to cancel the game or to forfeit the game. Please don't do it. As much as we need our ACC wins to get into this ACC battle or whatever, we don't need y'all forfeit. We would rather beat the brakes off you, okay? So please make sure you guys are ready. Florida State, please call up JSU in advance. Let them know in advance that you're going to need to borrow Docam Stadium. You'll pay them whatever the rent fee is because, yes, that is JSU's field. JSU own it now. They planted their flags. We all saw it. Millions and millions of people saw it on TV. It's their field. It's not yours. So make sure you guys call them. Make sure you get the permission slip signed so we can actually come in there and play you guys. We don't want no issue with JSU. We don't want to end up having to play you guys in a Walmart parking lot or something like that because you don't have your own stadium no more. Anyway, let me see who was in the chat. Cedric, what's going on with you? What they do? Hurricane family. Courtney Walker, what's going on with you? Let me see the new names in there. Phila, what's going on with you? Say 52-7 Miami. I'll take that all day, every day. And it'll be an improvement from last year. Jordan Bowman in the building. What's going on with you? Stunner Boy, what's going on with you? Troy, what's going on? What up, everybody from Tallahassee? We coming to town. We coming to own that thing now. Category 5. Listen, I don't think we got to tell Florida State to get ready for Category 5 because I already know for a fact that no trailer will survive this storm. No trailer. I don't care if it's a single wide or double wide or whatever size trailer they got. It could even have a garage on the side of it. It will not survive this Category 5 that's going to hit them. Kane's Life, what's going on with you? All right. CJ in the building, what's going on, CJ? But skip. I heard FSU and the Baby Lizards was eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches on the sideline. Laugh out loud. It's peanut butter jelly time. Ellen, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing today? Hashtag Fire Blake James. Hashtag Fire Manny Diaz. Hashtag I agree with you. Wesley, what's going on with you? Maiden Day with the $5 donation says rival week. 5 straight. Come on. 5 straight soon. Come on. Come. You. Hashtag White Mike going down. Damn. So listen, Miami got the chance to fire 2 FSU coaches. What is up with us and firing other people coaches? But we can't seem to fire our own. Damn, that's tough. I think if Florida was on our schedule this year, we'd probably fire Dan Mullen too. But dang, that's tough. Appreciate that $5 donation. Here you go. This one for you right here. Let me see where we at. Right there. All right. Trying to get caught up in this chat so we can keep this thing rolling. Of course. I think I'm all caught up. I see GKB. What's going on with you? If Milton play, we get this easily. I absolutely do believe in that because watching Milton play yesterday was absolutely terrible. Can't lie. That offense does not look the same with him like it does with Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis can actually run the ball and cost their running backs to actually do better because now they got 3 running backs to worry about basically. Because I do consider Jordan Travis as a third running back. He's more of a running back than a quarterback. He'll throw the ball every now and then and hit their one receiver. What's his name? Helton, and their one tight end, McDonald's. Them the only 2 ones. Them the only 2 that can really do anything. But defensive wise, their secondary is horrible. So if Tyler Van Dyke want to throw the ball deep, he can do it all night. Listen, Tyler Van Dyke, you might have 500 yards in this game. It's possible. Listen, it's possible. That secondary is terrible. I expect Reed Lashley to draw up some plays other than running up the middle that can get this thing done. But, oh, man, Chuck Mobeer in the building. Chuck Mobeer, T2Y, great work as always. Smash the like button and keep growing your channel. Manny Diaz still has to go for the future of the Miami Hurricanes. 100%. And I agree with you totally 100% on that, Chuck Mobeer. Manny Diaz has to go. Guys, listen, I understand we're winning. I understand a lot of you guys are following that narrative that these guys are playing hard for Manny Diaz. They are not playing hard for Manny Diaz. These guys are playing hard for themselves, for their reputation. They dogs. It's in them. It's in them. Whether they playing for Manny Diaz or Uncle Luke or hell, T2Y, they'll still be out there playing hard. They got a reputation to uphold, man. Don't fall into the trap. These games that we're winning, we was expected to win these games. The only difference is Manny's actually playing the younger guys. And don't give Manny credit for playing the younger guys because there's a lot of key significant injuries that led to him having no choice but to play these guys. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you, Chuck Mobile, for the $5 donation. Appreciate that, boss. That was for you. I made a little bit of money. All right, so let me see where we at. Where we at, Kevin Lee? I don't think they make T-shirts that big, laugh out loud. I don't know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. But anyways, if FSU beat Miami, that means JSU beat both Miami. You don't get – stop with the moral victories. Okay, that's a Florida thing. Let Florida be the one that do the moral victories. It don't look good on anybody else, okay? Terry in the building says 45-17 Miami. Absolutely. Did any of y'all let me know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all caught that Florida versus South Carolina game last night. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know. Let me see if I was the only one that actually stayed up late last night to watch them get smashed. Because literally, they got humiliated. Now, the Florida Gator Twitter is going nuts. It's going nuts. They are on Dan Mullen's head. They are on Emory Jones' head. They are on AR-15's head. They don't know. Listen, wasn't Florida the one that's selling all these kids down here in South Florida that they were DBU? Wasn't that them? Now, if I'm not mistaken, they took the kid Jason Marshall from down here in Northwestern. He's starting up there. So I mean, not a bad choice for him. Who knows if Manny would have started him his first year? We know Manny has a tendency of not starting freshmen, so unless his hand is forced. So he's starting. He's doing pretty well for himself. But the rest of the team, man, if you're a college football team that can't run the ball, you can't establish the run for nothing, Florida would be the perfect game to play. Because literally, your running back will have the most confidence in himself after that game. Literally, you probably put up 250 or so on them. That's how bad their offense has been. LSU exposed them. Jay Freeman, what's going on with you? What's good, man? I think I'm almost caught up. 2001 Canes best ever, 52-10 repeat. I hope so. I absolutely hope so. Okay, so here go. Oh, so all you guys stayed up and watched Florida got beat last night. Dang, that's tough. I see a lot of ones in here, so everybody was watching them. Oh man, my boy, Florida Kane, what's going on? He said, is a gamecock. It's basically a rooster. It's basically a rooster, man. One of them the feisty little chickens. Them things will scratch the mess out of you, man. Grab a hold of you, might rip some skin off. Them things aggressive. All right, so I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I do want to conversate and get some opinions and thoughts and run through some of these games that happened over the weekend with some of you guys. I'd love to have a Florida State guy in here tonight. I would love to have a Florida Gator fan, if any of those exist still, if they're out of hiding or whatever. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and I do want you guys to come in and give your thoughts and opinions. And if you're a Florida Gator fan or a Florida State fan, come in here and give me all the excuses for your team or whatever. Florida State, I hope you guys are ready this week. Literally, I'm praying that you don't forfeit because it's not looking too good for y'all, especially with all this sickness and 25 players out now. Mike Norvell, bring that ass here, boy. Like DC Young Fly like to say, bring that ass here, boy. I know you did not. I know you ain't go out there in them fatigues. I know you. When I turned on the TV and I seen Florida State in them fatigues, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. This boy about to make a straight comedy. Florida State about to be a laughing stock. Seriously. The fatigue. Listen, we learned our lesson about them fatigues. We talked our trash. We went out there, put up a fight, and we got beat in our fatigues. But Mike Norvell had the whole coaching staff out there in fatigues. He forgot he didn't have soldiers or warriors on that team. What? Oh my God! When I saw that, my eyes lit up. Y'all know I'm a Florida State troll. So when I saw that, my eyes lit up. I was like, boy. Look at Mike Norvell giving me some material to use. Look at him. Look, Mike Norvell, you a nice guy. You're a real nice guy. Okay, so did I put the link in there? Yeah, the link's in the chat. We're gonna go over some of these games that went down. The college football rankings is about to change up a lot, especially with Michigan State. Michigan State went out there and literally shit the bed. After the rankings came out, they was number 3. All they had to do was just keep winning, and they could make their way into the college football playoffs for the first time. And what do? They go out there and let Purdue drop 40 on them. Terrible, absolutely terrible. A lot of these teams in the top 25 that they rated so highly went out there and literally just shit the bed. They shit the bed. They didn't live up to the hype, the expectation that was put on them. Where Florida trucker at? Probably hiding under a truck somewhere. If I was him and I was a Gator fan, I wouldn't want to be seen nowhere right now. T2Y, what's good? What's going on, Insane Kane? How you doing, man? E-Dub in the building. What's going on, E-Dub? Let me see. All right. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go down the top 25 games, whatever that played out this week. So, Georgia Bulldogs, they've been on a roll. Probably one of the best defenses in college football that we've seen in a while. They doing things, they're doing their thing. I hate on them every now and then, but this season ain't it. Ain't too much room to hate on Georgia this season. They've been beating teams from left to right. They've been taking they ain't even taking names. Georgia right now is in a situation where if they were to lose a game, it would be devastating for that fan base. Now that doesn't stop them from actually, possibly making it to the college football, playoffs or whatever. Because they're in a great position right now. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, I don't see a loss in the near future. The only team I think that could possibly maybe challenge them is Alabama in the SEC championship. If Alabama actually makes it to the SEC championship, which I do believe they will. But Georgia's looking scary. Now, whether it's Stetson Bennett or it's what's the other JT Daniel. I don't know what Kirby's doing with that quarterback thing, but obviously he's going to have to make a choice now. From the Georgia fan base and everybody that's literally talking about him, I guess Daniels is the guy, but Stetson Bennett right now is, I guess they're saying he's hot, so it's hard to pull him. But damn, listen, you got to make a decision soon, Kirby Smart. You got to make a decision. Whether you're going to roll with Bennett or you're going to start, getting Daniels in there and start warming them up, because you don't want to go into the playoffs with a quarterback that's not hot. So we'll see how that play out, man. Georgia is known for choking. It's their signature. If you go in the dictionary right now and look up choke, you might see a bulldog somewhere, whether it's on the left side or the right side. I can't remember, was it on the left or the right? So you guys would have to look them up and tell me. Coach Hayes in the building. What's going on, Coach Hayes, man? Hey, man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Sometimes I'll be struggling, but I'll be trying. Appreciate you, man. Let me see. Oh, man. It said, why the Florida schools losing to them Wingstops? I don't know. Listen, if you're a Miami Hurricane right now, I don't know how you're not at a chiropractor today. I don't know how you didn't go see your chiropractor last week, because we literally carrying this state on our back. We're the only ones out here winning. The past 2 weeks, we saw the Gators get stomped. The Gators got blown out 2 weeks in a row. Do y'all think that Dan Mullen is actually trying to get fired? Is that the case? Do y'all think Dan Mullen is deliberately trying to get fired? Because it seems like he don't care. The man don't care about recruiting. He shut down the media, all that stuff. It's like Dan Mullen. Oh, okay. I actually understand. I had to think about it for a second, but Dan Mullen don't want to talk about recruiting because normally he's not in charge of recruiting. If you want to talk about recruiting, you'd have to talk to Megan Mullen. She's the one that does all the recruiting. Obviously. I figured it out. That's why he don't want to talk about recruiting. Because he's not in charge of recruiting. That's all Megan Mullen. She do all the recruiting. She do all the smiling and kissing and hugging with the players and stuff like that. So they do come to Florida. I figured it out. Oh, man. You say, go. So a rooster beat a gator. It sounds far-fetched. It sounds like something that would never happen in real life. But yes, them roosters tore them up from the floor up. I came into that game a little bit late before they went into the half. And I looked at the score and I'm like, are you serious? These guys are going into the half up 30-10. Then they come out the second half and then they go up by another 10 points. So now it's 40-10. The Gators are losing to South Carolina, one of the bottom feeders of the SEC, one of the most terrible teams in the country this season. They are losing to them by 30 points. Now, to my astonishment, every week I come on here and I troll the Gators and I tell BB and all the other Gator fans, man, this week, man, y'all going to lose by 30. And I'll be joking. I'll be trolling. But dang, it seemed like I wasn't trolling this week. Gators end up scoring 7 points in the second half, and that was it. 40-17, blowout. Dan Mullen, man, I haven't seen the press conference, but I definitely going to have to check that out. I definitely want to hear the excuses that he made. Dan Mullen is listen, if you want to call out of work or call out from your job or something like that, and you don't really have an excuse, call up Dan Mullen. He'll come up with one on the dot. He'll come up with one on it right then and there for you. Right then and there. Y'all smash that like button for me, please and thank you. Smash that like button. Round 5 drum. What up, T2Y? It's all about the you. Every day, all day, always. Yes, sir. Deerfield knows. That's a lot of T2I on his hate. Go in and talk that mess, B. Hey, I feel you, man, all week. I'm trying to say, listen, I'm trying not to put too much material into tonight. I'm trying to keep it basically college football recap of this week, because I do want to put most of my material for Florida State into my actual videos so I can put out a nice lengthy video with all the hate that I got for him this week. But hey, it's going down this week. I will be setting up some shows. Me and Polk County know that's 863 Seminole. We'll definitely do a live show, Miami versus Florida State. You know, do it for the culture. Every year I try to get with a Florida State guy. You know, me and Polk, we cool as hell. So he'll talk his Seminole talk, and I'll talk my Canes talk, and we'll get a show. We'll get a couple shows in this week. Of course, tonight, make sure at 8:00 you guys tune in to Coach Coop. Coach Coop will be dropping a Florida State diss track tonight at 8:00. So make sure you guys tune in. Oh man, I can't wait for that. I can't wait. Man, Coach Hayes, Purdue has been the dream killer. I'm sorry, I don't know why I say drum. The dream killer this year. First hour, now Michigan State. Yep. I won't be surprised. Who else who else do they have on their schedule that they could probably knock off? Purdue is one of those. Purdue kind of remind me of Pitt. That's what Pitt does. When Pitt is not rated, not ranked, and not doing pretty well, they always seem to end up knocking off the number 2 team. Why do I don't know why I take myself down memory lane sometimes, but CJ, what up, Canes family? What's good, CJ? Carlos, what's going on, boss? BB the Gator, what's going on, BB? Oh man, I'm gonna put the link in the chat once again. Like I said, if you're a Seminole, if you're a Gator, or college football fan in general that wants to come in and weigh your thoughts and opinions on all the things that happened this week, not just Florida State and Miami or the Gators related, but college football in general, you come on in, click the link. The link is in the chat. All right, where we at? At T2Y, we still beat y'all by 3 if Jordan play and defense. You guys are not beating us by nothing. Okay. And you know what? ESPN, Vegas, y'all is so disrespectful. Y'all is disrespectful. Now, from what I'm hearing, Vegas has the line at Miami by 1 point. So they're saying that we should beat Florida State by 1 point. That's tough. I don't know who come up with these numbers, but that's tough. All right, so we got a Florida State guy in the building, Marcus. He's not new to the channel. He's been around. What's going on with you, boss?
Shit, chilling, man, chilling.
Can't hear nothing, boss. I can't hear nothing.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Am I the only one that can't hear nothing? If y'all could hear him in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if y'all could hear him. But I can't hear him. I see him talking, but I can't hear him. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all could hear him, so I know if it's on my end. Jordan Bowman, what's going on? So y'all got a 1 in the chat, so y'all can hear him. I can't hear him. All right, so I gotta check my audio.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Let me check this. See,
yeah,
maybe they got the audio coming out of my out of my headphones. See. Say something.
Yo.
Jordan, what's going on?
Well, nothing much. Can they hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm trying to switch it. Back to my speakers.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you too. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I can hear both of y'all. I can hear both of y'all just fine. So, all right. TND says he can hear us good, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I was trying to play you guys through my regular speaker, but it seemed like it didn't pick up. Let me unplug it and plug it back in.
Yeah, I seen Clemson with that nail biter last night. I thought they
Okay. All right. Well, guess it's just me. I'm running the show now. This is my channel. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm really blessed to receive this opportunity to run this channel. Yeah. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Really helps the channel. But yeah. Clemson coming out with that nail biter, 30-24 over Louisville. That's been the case pretty much this entire season, every single game. So I was watching that game, and I had the Florida-South Carolina game on a different screen. And I was watching that game.
All right, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
I took over your channel for a minute. It's my channel now, so the comment section will agree with me. Hey, chat, put a 1 if it's my channel now.
I don't think they like Clemson.
I don't think they care. They like me.
I don't think they care about Clemson, especially not after what you call it? You know, Georgia broke Clemson.
Well, Georgia might have broke Clemson, but I got a channel out of it. So,
all right. Speaking of Georgia, as you can see, Georgia rolled again, 43-6 against Missouri. Was that a surprise to anybody?
No.
Were you surprised, Marcus? Georgia rolling like they is right now?
Oh, hell no. Missouri's terrible. Missouri lost to Boston College without Fields or Kobe. That's how bad they are.
Okay.
Ain't nobody beating Georgia this year. Ain't nobody beating Georgia.
Look at Montre. Look at Montre with hopes and dreams. He says 35-31 Florida State. Woo, dreaming name.
Hey, y'all only a 1-point favorite.
Well, according to him, we're gonna lose by 4. Dreaming, ain't he?
I don't know if Florida State's going to beat Miami, but I definitely think they can beat Florida at this point.
Listen, at this point, I think Samford probably have a chance.
Shoot. If Florida's quit. They don't quit. Them boys quit. They don't. You can see it.
Damn Mullen, he didn't quit on them.
Yeah, he done.
Big time.
Totally not depressed. What's going on with you?
I think he wants to get fired. What's up?
All right, so Florida. Let me talk to the Florida State guy real quick. So, what's y'all keys to victory against Miami? What it is that Florida State can do to win that game?
I mean, if you ask me, I think you gotta whip Miami up front. That first of all, stop it. You got to stop the run, because that's one thing Florida State's defense has been pretty good at is stopping the run this year. So I think if you do that, I mean that puts more pressure on TVD. And I know he's been balling and making all the throws, but I think you got to start with stifling the run. So don't let Knighton get a bunch of big plays on you and stuff like that. Make them throw to beat you. That's what I think.
What about you, Marcus? Damn, we lost Marcus again. Marcus, I don't know, man. Hey, you gotta turn on your Wi-Fi, man. That Metro PCS ain't working right.
he got that Walmart service that they be offering.
I know what it is, man. Marcus got that FSU internet.
I can tell y'all how the game plan to beat Florida State.
What's the game plan to beat Florida State? Let me know.
Yeah, you got to force them to make mistakes. You got to force them to make them penalties, and you just got to expose that defense. You got to mix things up a bit. You got to force them to commit turnovers, and really just try to keep their offense off the field. Really.
Yep.
Oh man, we got my boy in the building, Sergeant AR-10. What's good with you, boss?
Mic check. What's going on?
What's up?
All right. Well, you just in time. We were just about to talk about Georgia putting a pummeling on Missouri.
Yeah. We started off a little slow. We were actually losing 3-0 in the first quarter, and then second quarter happened, and next thing you know, we up like 26-3.
All right, so you're a Georgia guy. Let me ask you this. Maybe you know a little bit more than I do. What's the deal with Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels? What's going on? What's the thought process of Kirby Smart in this? What is he telling you guys?
Oh, it's gonna be
That's the
hilarious.
problem, man. That's the problem, man. He not telling us nothing, man. We as fans don't know what the hell's going on.
You know what I
That's
think?
why it's
Okay, let me
hot.
ask you this also. What is it that you fans want in this quarterback situation?
Well, I'm not gonna speak for all the fans. I'm gonna tell you what I want. I want us to be 15-0. That's what I want. I just want to keep winning. I don't care who play quarterback. T2R, you can play quarterback for us, man. It don't matter to me, dog.
Listen, man. We all want to be 15-0. People in hell right now want some ice water.
Yeah.
I
don't care.
Because I mean, at the moment right now, there's only 4 teams in America that's still undefeated. Your Bulldogs are one of them, so 15-0 is possible for y'all.
Yeah.
But quarterback wise, y'all gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a decision, and then with the 2 5-stars we got behind Bennett and JT, man, one of these guys is gonna transfer. One of these guys not gonna stick around. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
You know
Florida fans in the chat. You see what he just did? He dissed y'all, but it went over y'all head. He dissed y'all. He said they got 5-star quarterbacks waiting behind these guys. You know what that relates to? That relates to recruiting, Dan Mullen. Listen, AR, you think you slick. You think, I heard that diss.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know.
I mean, you know what I think? I think Kirby has made up his mind.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Kirby is. I think Kirby legitimately thinks Stetson gives them the best chance to win right now.
And I'll tell you this: if they win the national championship with Stetson Bennett as the starting quarterback, Kirby Smart will be seen as a coaching genius.
Yeah.
I said if.
Yeah, that's a big if.
But think about it. All he has to do is not fumble or throw interceptions, man. We only giving up 6 points a game.
Which, I mean, but, you know, even against Missouri, he was putting the ball in harm. I mean, his receivers were winning some battles for him now.
Yeah,
and just pray that he manages to throw the ball over the Alabama defensive line in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Hold on. Slim Shady Canes, what's going on, boss? What's your thoughts on this Georgia deal, man? You think they're the real deal?
Here's the problem with all y'all's line of thinking when it comes to this. If Stetson Bennett bucks up and Georgia loses, every quarterback is going to transfer out of Georgia, and not a single one will ever think about going there again.
That is true.
You know what's funny? Slim? We heard the same thing about Justin Fields.
Okay.
We heard the same thing. If Justin Fields, if Kirby don't play Justin Fields, all our quarterbacks are gonna transfer, and we still got 5-stars coming in. We heard the same thing about Fields. Ain't no quarterback gonna come to Georgia. That's what we heard 2 years ago, and it didn't happen.
I really have to question their mental stability.
Hey, I do too.
Oh man,
you're not the only one.
If I was Carson Beck or Brock Vandegrift, man, I would be.
So let me ask you guys this: Who's the better quarterback? Is it JT Daniel or is it Stetson Bennett?
I think it's JT easily, and it's not
JT, of course. But JT isn't 100%. You know what I'm saying? And Kirby won't say that. That's the problem.
Yes, he is. Stop it. Kirby's the dummy. He's playing Stetson.
I am concerned with Georgia not playing JT as much because, you know, that lack of experience is going to add up when eventually they play Alabama and if they make it to the playoffs.
Wait. Who said we're going to play Alabama?
At this moment, all Georgia has to do is just win the regular season. They're already going to the playoffs. Win or lose.
Hold up. No, they're not. Let me tell you something. They lose to Alabama in the SEC title game, they will find themselves out of the playoffs quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I doubt it.
Hold on, Skip. Where did you come up with this logic?
Notre Dame already proved you can lose a conference championship and make it in.
Yeah,
Notre Dame better not make it to the playoffs.
Hang on. That's not at all what I'm saying. The only reason, in my opinion, Notre Dame got in is because they played Clemson during the season and won. That's why I think Notre Dame got in.
Well,
But
yeah.
hang on. If you're staring at a 12-1 Alabama who just won the SEC, you're staring at a 12-1 Oregon that just won the Pac-12, an undefeated, maybe one-loss Oklahoma, and let's call it a one-loss Ohio State that just won the Big Ten. And then you're staring at a 12-1 Georgia that just lost.
And then an undefeated Cincinnati
and then
at number 6.
And Cincinnati has an iceberg's chance in hell of getting in. And Georgia will too if they lose the SEC championship game.
I don't know. Georgia would have the best. Would have the by far the best loss of any of those teams.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the Alabama LSU game?
You don't need a conference championship to make the playoff. You don't even need to make it to the game.
You don't need.
I don't disagree that Georgia's one of the best teams, but on championship weekend, if they're staring at these other teams win and they're staring at Georgia lose, they'll leave Georgia out.
I don't believe that.
It depends on how badly Georgia loses. If it's like
I don't see
who has the number
scenarios.
one strength of schedule in the nation right now? Who has the best strength of schedule in the nation right now?
Hey,
Look it up.
And that is also true.
About strength of schedule. They put in Ohio State last year, so stop it.
Come on, man. They're not going to deny a one-loss team with the best strength of schedule out of the playoffs,
this is a different committee too. So I mean, I think people forget that it's not the same people every year. They all have different thought processes.
How many times have you had the number one team in the nation with the number one strength of schedule go undefeated? That doesn't happen a lot, man.
Georgia doesn't have the number one strength schedule. And
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And
it depends on where you look.
Georgia's strength of schedule is going to look pretty bad because you're going to end up with somewhere around a 7-5 Arkansas team being your best win.
That's not our best win.
What? Okay, so what? How? So first of all, how are they going to rate that Clemson win at the beginning of the season? If Clemson were to win out. I'm interested to see how the committee weights that.
Now that Clemson win, it actually makes Georgia look better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a little kind of flawed because that Clemson team they played was just not nearly.
Well, it's the same logic with Cincinnati. I mean, they beat Notre Dame, and every win that Notre Dame gets is just making the Cincinnati beating them look better.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson is at least functional on offense now. They weren't week one by far. So
the number one strength of schedule in college football is the Georgia Bulldogs. The number one team in the nation is the Georgia Bulldogs, man.
I mean, it depends on where you look. On teamrankings.com, Alabama has the strongest strength of schedule.
Oh, my God.
At the end of the day, you got a Georgia team that most likely is going to be 12-0. If they lose that SEC championship, that's one loss to an Alabama team, which eventually will have one loss also if they continue to go the same way.
But what I'm saying is, if you have 4 one-loss conference champs and a one-loss team that lost the conference championship, I'm telling you, they're gonna leave Georgia out.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Georgia based off of how Georgia has looked the entire season.
I don't even think Alabama, the way they played against LSU, I don't think they're gonna make it to the SEC championship.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that is a good point. Assuming that Alabama's gonna make it is.
Well, yes, I'm also assuming.
And pray Alabama doesn't pull some bullshit.
At the end of the day, if Georgia finds some way to choke, they have history of doing so. If they find a way to choke, hey man, shout out to the Braves.
For real.
Oh, shout out to my Bravos, man. I still
Georgia curse is broken.
And since people want to keep bringing up Cincinnati has absolutely zero chance of getting into the playoff. The committee is never going to put a Power 5 team, group of 5 team into a 4-team playoff.
Honestly, I hope they put them in, man, so we can have a rematch.
Yeah, you are right.
I mean, honestly, okay. So I don't think they're not. I don't think they're not going to put them in. I think they need a lot of help, like a lot. But I don't think it's impossible. I think they if things go a certain way, I mean, there is a path for Cincinnati to make the playoff. The thing is, the way they're winning right now, if they win out, they're not getting it.
I'm going to use this analogy with Cincinnati, especially since Sargent wants to keep bringing up strength of schedule. You can't drop somebody off in the last mile of the New York City Marathon and then go, yay, I won. No, it don't work that way. Cincinnati's
So you
playing
saying strength of schedule don't matter? You said who you
Oh,
play
and
don't
there's
matter?
Uncle Lou.
I said the committee doesn't matter, and I don't think that it does matter to them.
I think they do.
How
I
you
think they
saying
do
strength
care.
of
I think they
schedule
do
don't
care.
matter now?
I disagree. I think they do care because Cincinnati would be in the top 4. If
Yeah,
they
you
didn't care.
can't say Cincinnati don't have a ice cube chance of hell and then say strength of schedule don't matter, man. That's contradicting yourself, man.
I didn't
For
say
real.
strength of schedule don't matter. I said I don't think it matters to them sometimes.
It's like
I
how
think-
Golden Blue Dude said it. The only reason Cincinnati is not in the top 4 is because they're a group of 5 team.
No, well, they've also looked terrible. They've also struggled the past 3 weeks.
And rightfully
Well,
so.
Kingsbury-
Well, Alabama looked terrible against Florida against LSU, but no one talks about that.
Everybody's talking about that. Everybody's talking
Hold
about
on,
whether
hold on
they
a
should
second,
even be in the
guys. Hold
top
on a
4 right now.
second.
The playoff ranking ain't come out yet. It just happened.
Hold on a second, real guys. Uncle Lou got a challenge for anybody that wants to put their money where their mouth is. He says, I got 500. UJ wins it all. Put your money up.
Ain't no value in that bet.
So if you got $500
I'm still paying
to
for college.
lose,
Fuck that.
put it up. So if you got $500 to lose, put it up.
That's bold of you to assume I got $500 to
Yeah, I
lose.
don't. I mean, I don't
I
think
started grad
anybody's
school.
gonna take that
And,
bet. The way Alabama looked
I can just
last
imagine
night.
Uncle Lou's thought
Bruh.
process while he's typing it up. He's like, "Oh, you're not. Georgia's gonna win it all, 15-0. Whee!"
The way Alabama looked last night, bro. I don't think they're gonna make it to the SEC championship, dog. They're gonna lose to somebody.
My money's on Auburn. Auburn's gonna beat Alabama.
Ooh.
Y'all think so?
They looked terrible last night.
If it's at Auburn, Auburn wins.
Lou says bunch of typers and talkers, no takers.
I ain't said nothing about Georgia. I said I ain't taking that bet. There's no value in that.
Does anybody got 500 that says Georgia doesn't win it all this year? Listen, guys, if you need some stats to help you to make that bet, they haven't won in 40 years.
No. The only stat I need is my bank account.
I mean, a lot of people talk trash about the Braves. They said the Braves haven't won in 26 years, and you see what happened.
Well, listen, and I said I think Georgia's the best team, but I've also said this about Georgia before. I can't put money on them to beat Alabama and win the SEC until I see them do it. I can't. 40 years is a thing for a reason. Okay, you got to prove you can do it before I'm gonna put money to say, yeah, I think Georgia's gonna do it.
I'll tell you what, if Georgia had any chance of winning the national championship, this is the year to do it.
Uncle Lou, the link is in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead, Uncle Lou.
I think the only person on here that's debating that Georgia probably won't win it is Slim. So
yeah, Uncle Lou, quit typing
a
in
lot
the
of people
comments.
made money off the Braves because a lot of people bet the Braves will win it all, and I mean, a lot of people they made between 10 and 30 grand off the Braves. You know, looking at the teams that they played in the playoffs. So
I'll give you a perfect. I thought Miami was going to win. I didn't have faith on them to cover it, and that's why I didn't put that money on it, because I didn't have the faith in them to do it. Because history is a thing. I don't expect Miami to cover the spread because they don't normally cover the damn spread.
Yeah, I'll pick Miami to win straight up, but that spread, no.
I don't like them against the spread.
They gave us 10.5 points. I predict us winning every game by 3 points. That we do win.
Bro, Alabama almost lost to Florida and LSU. Those are two of the worst freaking teams in the SEC right now.
Oh, I do
think
agree.
about it.
That's tough.
They beat Florida by 2 points. 2 points.
I don't disagree that Georgia's best shot of doing it is this year, but I have to see Georgia beat Alabama before I can say All right, yeah, Georgia will beat.
Looking at our recruiting class.
Well, if Alabama doesn't make it to Atlanta, what's your opinion? If Alabama doesn't even make it, which is very possible with how they've been playing, how does your opinion change?
Hey, if Alabama don't make it to Atlanta, man, you might as well give us the trophy now, bro. If Alabama don't make it to Atlanta, man, it's a wrap, dog. Nobody's gonna come within 20 points of beating us, bro.
I'm done assuming Alabama's gonna make it to Atlanta.
Bruh, they looked terrible yesterday. I mean, they squeaked by LSU and they squeaked by Florida, bro. And Florida is garbage. Florida got blown out by South Carolina.
Slim Lou said, "Put your money up."
Hey, what can I say? Them Florida teams, they love losing to Gamecocks.
Pretty much, man.
In Florida, speaking of which, Florida, you should be ashamed of yourself because you ruined my night. Because now all I got to do is hear from South Carolina fans that they're gonna beat Clemson because they beat a Florida team that didn't
South
care.
Carolina's 1 year to do it.
Oh my God, this is their 1 year to do it. Because
I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't surprise me if South Carolina pulls it off.
That might be a good game.
No, actually,
every game we played has been a good game, but Clemson has been on the winning end for the most part.
You got a new member, TCY.
Man, shout out to Corey Williams. He's just became a member of the channel. Appreciate you, Corey.
Hey.
And the thing is, South Carolina might be the worst offense we've played all year.
Hold on.
Make sure to
You said Oregon has the best shot at beating Georgia, man. That's hilarious, man. Oregon is trash.
No, they don't have the quarterback play. No,
Oregon is trash, dog.
I've got to disagree with South Carolina having a shot at Clemson because the difference between Florida and Clemson is Clemson actually has a defense. They don't know anything about defense in Gainesville right now.
Yeah. And I mean, Malik Cunningham was kind of giving it to us last night, but South Carolina ain't got a Malik Cunningham, so I ain't worried. They've got an FCS transfer quarterback out there. He's not beating Brent Venables. Yeah, South Carolina is going to be the worst offense we played all year, and it's probably by far.
Yeah.
I put Syracuse's offense over them. I put NC State's. I put Pitt's. I put BC with Fielder. I mean, they didn't have Fielder covered, but even then, I might put them over. South Carolina's offense is terrible. It's just Florida's defense is not bad.
Who's on Pitt's schedule who does Pitt play for the rest of the year? They play some chumps or what's up?
Yeah, they don't have no. Shoot, they play UNC, so they could lose that game. And
I need UNC to win that game. I'm a UNC fan that way.
They haven't already played Miami, right? No, Miami beat them. Miami beat them.
Miami beat Pitt, but Miami has two ACC losses.
Yeah, we need Virginia. We need Virginia and Pitt to take a conference loss.
Oh, I think Pitt needs to play. Pitt hasn't played UVA yet. I don't think.
Pitt UVA still got to play each other. Yeah.
Okay. So they got UNC, Virginia, and Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are honestly those are all kind of losable. Syracuse ain't that bad, y'all. Syracuse is actually kind of decent.
Hey, now get this. Say UVA and Pitt both take the loss. I need them to stay. How big of a troll would it be? Manny would pull off the ultimate troll to make this. He really would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see Pitt losing to nobody else, man.
I do. They with that defense, and they play all three offense. Okay, 2 of the 3 offenses they play can air it out on them, which is where they struggle the most. Duke was putting it on them. I don't know if you watched that Duke game, but it was close for 2 quarters.
I'm about to say,
North Carolina can get the win on them. That's probably our best bet.
Hey, Jalarius Madden said T2Y when Florida State hits the game-winning kick, you will turn the TV off and cry in the backyard. Now you know what's gonna happen if
No,
Florida
it's
State
got to be a
line up
game
the
winning
kick.
Hail Mary.
Nah, if Florida State line up the kick, it's gonna be wide right, bro.
Oh yeah, if Florida State's gonna win it on a kick, you can cash that shit, buddy. Miami win that game.
It's definitely gonna be wide right, bro. If Florida State lines up for a game-winning kick, I bet my paycheck is gonna be wide right.
Man, it's not gonna come down to a field goal. It's not. We're gonna listen, Florida State. We're gonna mollywop y'all.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Clemson and Miami get both win out and they make it to the ACC championship? Everything goes their way. Like all the teams that need to lose. We both backdoor our way in.
That was great.
I mean, it really would.
That would be a big slap in the face to the ACC. Oh, that would be so funny.
Listen, the place would go crazy, especially if Manny beat Dapple.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'd like to see. I think it would be a good game, though.
I agree with Jordan. I think Miami Clemson this year would be a really good game.
Yeah.
So
our defense would never stand.
out,
TBD's playing good, but Miami's got to contend with that. And our offense is playing better. It's competent now. I think I'm willing to say.
Wake Forest wins out. Do they go to the playoff?
No. Hell no. They lost to no.
Well, I mean, I'll say this: they have a legitimate argument being a one-loss ACC team. I'll give them that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They will be lightly considered, but the reason why is they haven't been. They're going to look at the games they have won. They're going to be like, oh, then they haven't been that dominant. They played Louisville and Syracuse close.
They're going to be like people talk about Georgia.
They gave up 56 to Army. I just know how the committee. They're going to reason their way out of putting Wake in.
Wait. But who had Georgia playing?
Wake's only chance was to go undefeated.
I'll say this: a one-loss Wake Forest has got a better shot than Cincinnati. I guarantee you that.
No, not at this point, because the committee clearly valued Cincinnati being undefeated more than Wake.
Man,
even though Wake's strength of schedule is actually stronger.
I want to win out and play Cincinnati in the playoff.
I don't think.
Shout out to Wake Forest for only being top 10 team for 1 week and 1 week only.
Plus, Wake can still lose to Clemson. So I mean, they have to come to Death Valley.
I highly doubt that they lose to Clemson because Georgia broke Clemson, but I don't know.
I don't think the committee valued Cincinnati being undefeated as much as you think.
I didn't say they no. I'm not. I'm saying they clearly value it more than Wake. I'm not saying that it's a relative thing. I'm not saying they value it enough to put them in.
What I'm saying is I don't think they did because they do also take the AP and the coaches poll into consideration.
Hold on, real quick, Tim. I'd have to get his permission to play that, Ellen. I can't just play it.
You got copyright. You got copyright.
At the end of the day, people got to watch it on his channel first. If anybody wants to listen to the Coach Coop FSU disc, make sure you guys go over to his channel and watch it. I'd have to ask him for permission to actually play it first.
Yeah,
so T2, answer me this question, man. Why'd y'all struggle with Georgia Tech, bro?
Because we got
that is a good question.
Because we got Danny Miaz as our coach.
Hey, stop it. That ain't got nothing to do with it. You want to know why? Because nobody could hold on to the damn ball. Rambo coughed up the ball. Rooster coughed up the ball. Arroyo coughed up the damn ball, and they let Georgia Tech stay close doing that.
Yeah, Young Jedi said fumbles.
Yeah, but you also got to read. Lastly, they call run up the middle with Jalen Knighton 300 times a game.
I've been thinking about that all year. I don't get that. Life of me, I don't get that.
So I mean, short yardage situation, run it up the middle. Run it up the middle with a running back. That's not even his specialty.
I don't have a problem with a run up the middle, but you have to use the right running back to run up the middle with.
True.
That is true.
Why'd y'all keep fumbling the ball? Were they stripping y'all? Or they just dropping the ball?
Yeah, well, partially. Georgia Tech, they're coached to rip the ball.
They are coached to do that because they were going in there. I mean, throwing haymakers at the ball trying to.
They do. That's what they've been. They did it to Clemson too.
The one I saw,
they are coached to.
Damn.
The one I saw with Rambo, he basically tried to switch hands, which wrong timing basically. That was good. And then with Jalen Knighton, he just basically his awareness. He wasn't. He totally forgot about the guy that was behind him. That's playing. It happens.
Sound like Georgia Tech been watching some Georgia film, man, forcing them turnovers.
But that's exactly what kept Georgia Tech in the game. Because I mean, outside of that, the defense gave up what? 2 scores?
Yeah, Miami was much better on a down-to-down basis. It was the turnovers were.
That was the best defensive game I've seen out of them this year. So that defense is starting to get it turned around too.
Yep. All right, let's shift gears a little bit. Alabama survives LSU.
That was pitiful.
That was pitiful.
That was this Alabama team got some issues.
Sad.
Yeah, this Alabama team's got some issues.
No, they do, no doubt.
Yeah.
They had terrible play calling yesterday.
The play calling was bad. I'm starting to think their offensive line isn't very good. Like, I already knew it wasn't as good as last year's, but I think it's straight up not a good offensive line.
If this Alabama team makes it into the playoffs, do you actually think they'll make it to the championship? Do you actually think they have a chance of winning it all?
No.
It depends.
I mean, they've got the talent. I mean,
Alabama.
I'm never going to say Nick Saban can't win a national championship. People better have learned their lesson about that by now. But I'm saying that
it depends on who they play. There are people that are mismatches for them.
Yeah, and it also depends. I mean, Alabama's also just not playing up to their ability right now. So if they ever do that,
Texas A&M film and they blitzed the crap out of Alabama.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't even just it's not even just blitzing them. You have to time it up and confuse their offensive line because they look confused a lot of the game, getting their protections right and stuff.
But to your point, Jordan, I mean, like you said, they're not playing up to their ability, but kind of like how Miami seems to have got it figured out and is getting it turned around. There's nothing to say Alabama won't either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm never going to say Alabama is not going. I'm not saying this Alabama team is not going to win the national championship. I'm not going to.
Guys, hold on. I got a comment here from Corey. Miami will be in the ACC championship when we win out. NC beats Pitt, and Pitt beat Virginia. Me and T2 are gonna fly out there together, and I'm buying the tickets.
Shout out to Corey Williams, man.
Corey, I will definitely take you up on that, my guy.
That North Carolina Pitt game is going to determine a lot.
And I will definitely be cheering on the Canes against whether it's Clemson, whether it's NC State, whether it's Wake Forest.
Yeah,
y'all got to remember now. Wake Forest lost, but that game was counted as a non-conference game, so it has. They still have 0 ACC losses.
Yeah, I saw that last night. They were still sitting at 5-0, so I was like, okay, so that must have been a filler game.
Yeah, this is the second time they've done that. Yeah.
If y'all go to Charlotte, man, y'all gonna find a bunch of Clemson tears in those stands up there.
Hey,
I was in Charlotte today. I went to the Panthers game.
I'm pretty sure we'll be outnumbered in Charleston if we make it.
You would most definitely like you were outnumbered in 17. You most definitely would be outnumbered now.
Hey, if y'all want to see G2Y and the rest of the Miami fan base cry, let Manny go in there and win that ACC championship game. They won't be crying like.
Oh no, my thoughts on Manny ain't gonna change.
If he wins the ACC,
even if he wins the ACC,
it still won't change. It's
too much. I don't know about that.
It's too much stuff.
If Manny wins the ACC, he's getting at minimum a
stuff that's going on in the background already. That even if he wins out, I'm not behind it.
If he does something no Miami coach has been able to do, I I don't know, man.
Guaranteed
Shout
extension.
out to
He's
Alonzo
definitely not getting fired.
Highsmith. Shout out to Alonzo Highsmith for being on the sideline yesterday. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Like I said, you'll see DTY and the rest of the Miami fans cry because I ain't gonna fire a man that went.
Oh, if they don't fire him, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just gonna know what to expect every game. It's gonna be nail biters. Manny Diaz is a drama queen, and not as a drama queen as in he likes to cry and drama. No, he likes to make the games come down to the end where it's like, oh my God, this was a thriller. This was drama.
Okay, so if Miami were to go to the ACC, what if Miami went to the ACC championship and let's say they play Wake, and Miami absolutely slacks them, like beats the brakes off them. That ain't gonna change your mind.
All right, on to the bowl game.
Miami's first ever ACC championship.
On to the bowl game.
See, this is my point. It's nothing but blind hate. That's all it is.
There ain't nothing Manny Diaz can do at this point to
It's
change
the
your mind.
background that's in motion. So Manny can
Go to the haters ball like Dave Chappelle.
Hey, it's blind hate because they want to constantly compare Manny to, Dabo wouldn't have done it. Dabo's been a head coach for a decade. Manny's been a head coach.
But who's comparing him to Dabo? Who's comparing him to Nick Saban? I'm not.
You and the rest of the Miami fan base.
Don't
Yes,
say
y'all
you and the rest of the Miami fans, because I'm not comparing him to Nick Saban and Dabo and whoever's winning. I'm not even comparing him to Ed Orgeron. I'm not even comparing him to Matt Brown.
You have compared him to Mac Brown. Yes, sir.
You have.
Oh, I definitely compared him to Matt Brown. Was I wrong or was I wrong?
Mac Brown's been a head coach.
Did not tell y'all that. Did not tell y'all this year that North Carolina was going to beat us as bad as they looked. They still was going to beat us. Didn't they beat us? Was I wrong? Because Mac Brown knows Manny Diaz.
Mac Brown's been a head coach for over 30 years. Of course,
Mac Brown has.
And he knows Manny Diaz. He fired him. He gave him the Trump. What's that show that Trump used to have when he fired people all the time? That's what he did to Manny Diaz.
Hey,
Dan freaking Mullen has fired Manny Diaz.
You keep bringing up that sad, tired excuse. Name me a coach that's never been fired. Name one.
Like I said, Manny Diaz is predictable.
Kirby's never been fired.
Dabo's never been fired as a head coach.
He will be paraded across Miami-Dade. They will have statues built in his honor.
Here's what we got from Manny Diaz. The team, the Miami Hurricane goes down in the history books for giving up the most freaking rushing yards in school history. 500 and something yards. What does Manny do the following year? He comes out and give up the most passing yards with 519. What are we talking about here?
Mac Brown is one of five coaches?
What is the expectation in Miami? To win the Coastal? Is that what we want with Manny Diaz? That's the biggest expectation you're going to get with Manny.
That would be a start. You've only done that once.
Is to win the Coastal.
Exactly. These Miami fans, all they think about is national title or bust. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, this isn't 2001 where Miami's allowing 50 yards a game and they're just throwing and running on everybody. It's not 2001 anymore. This is 2021.
Manny Diaz came in here promising that we're gonna win the Coastal, we're gonna compete for ACC championships. Listen, you don't come to Miami.
And this is the year to win the Coastal.
You don't come to Miami, we're gonna beat you.
So if he wins the Coastal and wins the ACC championship,
Diaz's mouth, and then what do? We end up losing to LA Tech. We end up losing the freaking FIU.
Yeah, how do you lose to FIU again?
Manny Diaz is all talk.
Okay, so if Manny Diaz wins the Coastal, wins the ACC championship, did he not deliver what he said he would?
Yeah, he would have fulfilled his promise.
This man said, if you do not come to Miami, we're gonna beat you silly. Well, a lot of kids went to Clemson. What Clemson do? They beat us silly. A lot of them kids went to Alabama. What did Alabama do? They beat us silly. Who are we talking about beating silly, Manny? Duke?
I'm not even defending it because I'm just talking a hypothetical. I'm not saying Manny Diaz needs to keep his job right now.
He's talking about coastal teams. He talking about he meant to say he's gonna beat the coastal teams.
He cannot even consistently beat the top coastal team because he hasn't beaten North Carolina.
That's exactly my point, though. You're expecting him to come out there and do it his very first year as a head coach. If not,
exactly.
You're trash and you need to get going.
All I'm saying is, in year one, you shouldn't look in year 3 the same as you looked in year 1.
Well, wait a minute. What do you expect him to come out and say year 1? Well, we're going to look like trash and lose to everybody? No.
Listen, Manny Diaz came out of year 1 6-7, lost to FIU, lost to LI Tech. Hell, we was the only freaking team in a freaking bowl game that didn't score a freaking point. We was the only one. For LA Tech, Manny Diaz comes out the next season, goes 8-3 with big losses against any big team that we played. Lose the bowl game. Comes out this season, we're freaking 4 we're 5-4. Is this the standard that we want?
So pretty much, Manny was writing checks that his ass couldn't cash.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
We'll see.
It's still a crap argument for a guy that's never been a head coach before.
All I'm saying is Manny Diaz.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Like I said, that man is going to pull off the ultimate troll and have the rest of the Miami fan base, except for me and 5 other people, in fucking tears, crying their eyes out because he ain't going nowhere when he wins the ACC.
So is that what you saying, Slim? You saying Miami's going to win the ACC?
Oh, I'd love it. It would be the ultimate troll.
No. We need a statement. Yes or no?
They'll build statues in his honor.
Listen, I'm pretty sure no Miami Hurricane fan is rooting for us to lose right now, whether it's Manny coaching or not.
That's a straight up lie. I heard all y'all say it 3 weeks ago.
All I know is I don't want my team losing. I've been clear. I said it clearly on here. I want my Canes to win, but I still want Manny up out of here.
Hey, you can't.
We're not going to win every single game.
Every team has a lot of injuries.
You a lie, you nickname shit. Stop it.
I want us to win, but I still want Manny Diaz up out of here. Every win that Manny gets now is just buying him another week. Manny Diaz was supposed to have been fired already. I hope you know that. Daddy bought him a couple more weeks.
Yes, I know. Every Miami fan on YouTube's got some insider that probably ain't nothing more than some dude that's inside her.
All right.
Everybody done heard. Stop it. All y'all said that the locker room was in shambles. They were fractured in half, and we have seen the exact opposite.
Okay. All right, Slim. We'll watch it play out. All I'm just saying is my homeboy was on the sideline yesterday. Shout out to Alonzo Highsmith. How you doing, boss? Listen, you can't make him a believer until it happens. So when it happens, it happens.
And to answer your question, AR10, yes, I'm calling right now. Miami's going to win the ACC, and Manny's going to break all their.
Listen, if that were to happen, Slim, I'm happy as hell too. But at the same time, Manny got to go.
You gonna be crying in the
Manny got to go, even though he won an ACC championship, first one in Miami history in football.
Manny gonna come in here and he gonna tell us, "Hey, I just won the Coaster. I just won the ACC championship."
And just something Mark Rick couldn't do.
The rest of the fans that have higher standards than going.
I want Miami to go 15-0, win 30 national championships in a row. Manny got to go.
Hey, I want every
Manny gonna come in here. Manny gonna say, "Hey, I won the Coast and I won the ACC championship. I ain't
that's a pretty
for
strong
no playoffs and I ain't competing for no natty." And you know what we gonna tell him?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
So you mean to tell me the Miami fans wouldn't care about an ACC championship?
Listen, we are not Florida State.
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, because Florida State has won in the ACC in the last 10 years.
We are not Florida State.
So you're not Florida
ACC championship.
Hang on, I want every non-Miami fan on here to see this. This is why I easily win every debate against the Miami fan base. Because these people are going to fire a guy that wins their conference.
Slim,
Pretty much.
We're not ever in control of our own destiny with Manny Diaz. We are never in control of our own destiny. Here's the games that we're playing right now. If Pitt lose this game, if this game win that game, if you get the Connect Four, then Miami goes to the ACC championship. That's the games that we are playing.
At the end of the day, does it matter if you win it? All that the record book is going to show is that you won it. They're not going. The record book doesn't show. Well, this team had to lose and this team had to lose, and then you got. All
I'm saying is every week, every time, every year. We've been doing this for the past 3 years now. If this team loses to that, and then we'll make it to the ACC champion, and it never does.
He tired of cheering for other teams to win and lose.
We are never in control of our own destiny. That's what I'm saying. We always got to depend on another bottom feeder to win.
What are you talking about? They've been living that way for the past 15 years, not the last 3. So stop it.
Jedi?
I'm talking about under Manny Diaz. I'm talking about under Manny Diaz. This is the guy that you guys are lobbying to keep.
Well, look, y'all just can't just guarantee instant gratification the first year you have a head coach and expect him to win your division, the conference championship, and make the playoffs. It doesn't work like that. You have to build to win.
Man, you are a JSU Gamecock. We can't take you serious on this conversation.
I take him. I take him serious. I take him serious. He beat one of my hated rivals. He has all the respect.
You guys beat.
Yeah, JSU knows how to beat FIU. Can Miami say the same? I don't think so.
Hey,
also, Miami knows how to beat UAB, not lose by 31-0.
We still beat FSU though.
Okay,
we still beat FSU though. We've been knocking them out for the past 4 years. What are we talking about here?
D2I, I got a question for you. You're using that loss to Louisiana Tech against Manny. Is Nick Saban a shit coach because he lost Louisiana Monroe?
Listen, why are you making so many excuses for this guy? Not only did we lose to Louisiana Tech, not only did we lose to FIU, we lost to Duke. We lost to Georgia Tech. We lost to Virginia Tech. And if another team out there that had Tech behind it, they would have beat us too.
And guess what? I've seen terrible programs like Indiana stomp Nick Saban's dick.
Every single game that we won under Manny Diaz has been nail biters. Every single game that we lose to a real team under Manny Diaz has been a blowout.
But Tito Waddle, if we do win the ACC championship, Manny's not getting fired. I don't know what coach would get fired. It don't really because then people just gonna say it was the beginning of the season. Because if we win the ACC championship, that just means we're improving, and we are improving now.
Y'all can stay on this Manny train all you want, but you'll see.
I ain't even really necessarily on the Manny train. I'm just saying if Manny were to win out and win the ACC championship, there ain't no justification for firing.
Well, Manny do all that. Well, hire him at Clemson.
Hang on.
We got a better coach. I'm good.
The problem now. Every team can say that. We got a better coach.
My coach has been a head coach for over a decade. It's not
every single team in the ACC
and has 2 national championships. I'm not taking that's not just because I'm not going to take Manny Diaz. That doesn't mean that he's shit. It's because I have a Hall of Fame head coach already.
You're an ACC guy, Jordan Berman. Name a couple of head coaches in the ACC that Manny Diaz is better than.
T2I, hang on a second. You are proving my point once again, and you're proving this Jackson State fan's point too. You are expecting somebody to come in from game 1 and dominate and win a national title. So basically, if you don't hire Nick Saban,
listen, you're missing the point of what I'm saying. I'm not saying somebody's gonna come in here and win it year 1. But I'm just saying, if you come in here year 1 and you win 8 games, I don't expect you in year 3 to go down to win 5 games.
Well, he's saying he's not seeing any improvement from year 1. That's what he's saying.
Exactly, no improvement.
Hang on a second.
Who have we developed here?
Hang on a second. If they do exactly what I said they're going to do, That is improvement. They went from 6 wins to 8 wins to this year is going to be 9 or 10.
Did you know the only reason we're winning right now is because we're playing the younger guys? Did you know that in the beginning of the year, everybody said to play the younger guys? Slim, you was against playing the younger guys. Now the younger guys are winning and saving Manny Diaz's ass, who didn't want to play him to begin with.
Okay. Now,
so why is he playing him? Because his hand has been forced because of injuries. It's not he's playing him because he want to or he chose to.
Hang on. Now, perfect example. You want to talk about play the younger guy. James Williams is why we lost that North Carolina game, because every good play he made
is one of our best.
Hang on. For every good play James Williams played and made in that North Carolina game, he matched it with a 15-yard penalty because he had 4 of them in that game.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. He didn't lose us the game, but coming with playing freshmen and stuff like that do happen. But
that was exactly.
I mean, he's playing better than Bubba.
That's exactly the argument I made against the younger players. They're going to come in and do crap like that.
CJ said those wins are because
why
of the
not
players,
play
not
the younger
Manny.
guys when the seniors ain't doing shit?
But I mean, I want Manny going. I'm just saying though, if he went out and won the ACC championship, I don't know who's going to fire him. I mean, we'll probably fire Blake James, but nobody ain't going to fire Manny.
Listen,
nobody ain't going to fire
bigger fish. There's bigger fish in the fryer. Manny Diaz can do what he wants, but he's out.
What gives y'all hope that y'all gonna win the ACC championship? I want to know.
I want to know too.
No, I don't have no hope. I'm just saying that was the scenario. That was the scenario.
and that's my point. Why have we become this team that depends on everybody else to win and lose, other than just go out and win freaking games and that's it?
Hey, Clemson is in the same boat. I'm not calling for Dabo's head. No, it's not. That's not the same.
I will tell you exactly why. Because you're firing coaches every 3 years. That's exactly why the program's in the state of here.
You know why we want Manny out of here right now? Because Manny was never supposed to be in here right now.
Y'all got
an incompetent AD that goes out and hires somebody without even doing a coach's search.
Y'all got a question for the chat and y'all. So you see how good Van Dyke been playing lately. How do you feel about the situation going into the next year with having Jake Garcia and Van Dyke? Like, because if I'm the coach, I ain't gonna lie, I'm keeping Van Dyke as a starter because now he done has playing time and he's more connected with a team. The only way Jake Garcia will play over him is if he like completely dusts him out in spring and stuff.
I had faith in TVD. I was telling people in TVD. I was telling people in T2Y comments that TVD was gonna ball out, and I got trash for it.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. TVD is doing a wonderful job. He's putting up great numbers and everything like that. Garcia is a great quarterback also. When push comes to shove, they're gonna battle it out for that spot. Whoever the best quarterback, play him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. So if you put Tyler Van Dyke out there, I'm rooting for Tyler Van Dyke. If you put Jake Garcia out there, I'm rooting for Jake Garcia. I do like Jake Garcia better than I like.
Shout out to Baby Shaq, man. Shout out to Baby Shaq. 569.
Hey, Sergeant A10, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to bookmark this show. And then at the beginning of next year, when T2Y comes out saying, oh, there wasn't no quarterback battle, they just preferred Tyler Van Dyke, that's why Jake Garcia ain't playing. I want you to bookmark this show and show him.
All right, I'm bookmarking it. I got you, man.
Like I said, anybody that Miami puts on that field, I'm a root for him.
It's going to be
Tyler Van Dyke or Jake Garcia.
See, why you gonna have to take down that beginning of the video where you said we got Jake Garcia here, the future of the Miami Hurricanes.
That ain't going nowhere.
Here's the thing: Jake Garcia might be the future when he gets his shot. I've never once said that he wouldn't be. Never once.
I believe that children are the future.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, like I said, if you put Tyler Van Dyke out there, I'm rooting for him.
Hey,
out there, I'm rooting for him.
So I know Sergeant was in the stream with me. when they were bashing Tyler Van Dyke after the spring game, talking about he trash, he ain't shit.
Wait, who? What time out, Slim? Who said that?
Nah, nobody was trashing TVD. We just said he ain't
I
got a
clearly,
leadership.
listen, after the spring game, I clearly picked Garcia. I wasn't the only one who picked Garcia. You know who also picked Garcia over TVD? Reed mother effing Lashley. You know why Tyler Van Dyke is playing now instead of Garcia? Because of injury.
It's a conspiracy. That's why Garcia ain't playing.
That's what I'm saying, Slim. You know what? It's not no conspiracy because Reed Lashley said this out of his own mouth.
Okay, yeah.
I've been on the Garcia train since day one.
Hey, I heard. I heard too that
Reed Lashley said it out of his own mouth. They was gonna go with Garcia. He saw what we saw. He saw the same thing we saw.
I've also heard out of people's mouths that Brett Lashley never wanted De'Aaron King, but according to De'Aaron King, Brett Lashley called him and said, "Hey, I want you in this offense." So
of course, man. But wasn't Manny Diaz the first one that went after De'Aaron King? According to De'Aaron King, out of De'Aaron King's mouth, Manny Diaz was the first one to hit him up.
No. That's not what I said. I said out of De'Aaron King's mouth, Brett Lashley called him.
Yeah, he did. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying Manny Diaz was the first one to hit up De'Aaron King.
All I've heard out of the fan base is, he got stuck with King. He never wanted him. It's a conspiracy.
I wonder who said that. Because I know it wasn't T2Y.
A lot of Miami fans.
I know a few that probably said that, but I know I didn't say that.
Nah, T2Y, you were in the offseason. You were saying, De'Aaron King, he going to lead Miami to ACC. We going to whoop Alabama's ass, bro.
Hold on. I was saying De'Aaron King is injured. De'Aaron King.
You're saying during the offseason that now that De'Aaron King is at Miami, he going to be healthy.
Slim is right here with me.
That's exactly what you said.
The main conversation we was having is if De'Aaron King is not ready, Tyler Van Dyke or Jake Garcia. That's the conversation we was having.
It was never about TVD. It was always about
never
Garcia.
about King coming back and winning ACC and stuff. We didn't even know if he was fully in. We didn't even know if he was healthy. And then Manny Diaz came out and said, King is our guy when he comes back, plain and simple. We never said that.
Hey, shout out to CJ, man. De'Aaron King gonna get drafted into the NFL as a quarterback.
Wow, what a troll.
Who let CJ out of concussion protocol?
Listen, man, we getting behind you. Michigan State shit the bed. Purdue dropped 40 on them.
Yep.
What was y'all thoughts in that? Michigan State coming in the first college football rankings, number 3 in the country.
Pretenders.
And then just wah.
Pretenders.
Man, that's just Purdue being Purdue.
Number one, he's right. It's Purdue. Purdue kind of like turned into Pitt, where they like to spoil people's season. So they did it to Ohio State.
Exactly
Purdue exists to single-handedly keep the Big Ten out of the playoffs.
But honestly, though, it's to be expected. It's Mel Tucker's first year at Michigan State. No, they're not going to have everything figured out and go undefeated. I don't think anybody expected them to.
All right, so number 4, Oregon, with that boy Mario Cristobal coaching them. Beats Washington by 10, 26-16. Staying at probably a move up in the in the rankings with Michigan State.
Yeah, they're gonna move up.
Whether it's to number 2 or number 3, depending on if Alabama stays where they are with that close win to LSU.
Now, when it comes to Oregon, I'm gonna do something most of these Miami fans won't do. I'll eat my little piece of humble pie because I was big on the Mario Cristobal bandwagon before Miami hired Mark Richt. That's who I wanted. And Mario Cristobal's making me look like a damn fool.
Damn.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. They're winning games, but man, you got all that talent from the West. You got to be winning these convincingly. But he's still a good coach, though. Yeah, I take him over many.
But you got to think about it, Jedi. On the West Coast, man, it's so much to do. Kids aren't into football like that on the West Coast, man.
Well, I mean,
But I mean,
irregardless.
when you go down there in Oregon and you at that campus, there's nothing else to really do down there. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Here's the thing, though.
It ain't in the
Irregardless of
city.
that, he's had top 5 recruiting classes every year he's been there, and he's barely squeaking by wins. That's bad. No, he's not.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
I mean, you can have a top 5 recruiting class, but those West Coast dudes ain't nothing compared to the Southeast, man. I'm sorry, man. Them players, they're not as good as Southeast players.
Mario Cristobal is the best recruiter in the country. He's players from all over the country.
Whoa, wait. You say he's better than Kirby?
Yeah, the California kids aren't no slouches either.
Man,
I mean, that's not. There's a reason Nick Saban got him when he did. Mario Cristobal has been named the best recruiter in the country multiple times.
Yeah, but that's not true. That's not true. The last 3 years, the best recruiters in the country been Nick Saban and Kirby Smart.
Man, y'all better put some respect on Dan Mullen.
I put Dabo in there too.
Oh Lord, man. Hey, brother's gonna get fired tomorrow, man.
Hey, it's not recruiting season. Y'all quit that.
According to Dan Mullen, recruiting season starts after the season.
Exactly.
All
right, I'm back.
All right, so Ohio State beats Nebraska.
That might be the worst statement from a college football coach ever, bro.
It might be.
So Ohio State, man, gets it done another week, survived, only lost to Oregon. I don't know.
Reggie said Dan Mullen's going to be the next Miami coach.
Oh,
Man,
my
you know
God.
what? You know what? Whoever said that, I need your email.
Hey, you pissed me off.
What's your
What's
email?
Man, that's tough.
Oh man.
Y'all notice Florida Trucker ain't nowhere to be found.
Bro, he ain't nowhere to be found, bro.
No, leave Florida Trucker alone, man. He's going through a hard time.
Well, I apologize.
He's in the grieving period.
He said
You're right.
Mario is a man of Diaz with a better coat of paint. Wow.
Oh, damn. Shout out to PK, man.
Those Oregon highlighter jerseys.
Getting blown out by South Carolina is rock bottom, man. I feel for him.
Playoffs sitting at 9-0. You got Cincinnati at number 6, beat Tulsa by 8 points. Game could have won. This probably could have won to overtime.
Hey, Sergeant, tell him at least Kirby say he lost to Will Muschamp, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Hey, that's tough. Michigan beats Indiana convincingly 29-7. Look at Michigan trying to skate their way back up in there.
Nah, that's over for them, bro.
I mean, Michigan should have won last week.
They should. Hey, I'm assuming Ohio State's going to come out of the Big Ten. If Michigan goes in there and punches them in the mouth, they're still in the playoffs.
Yeah, I ain't gonna predict Michigan to beat Ohio State. And
every time Michigan plays a team from the South, but they get destroyed.
All right, so you got Wake Forest, number 9.
Much like I said, until I see them do it, I can't predict Georgia to beat Alabama. It's the same way with Michigan and Ohio State. Until I see them do it, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button like South Carolina did Florida. Make sure y'all smash that like button.
Man.
North Carolina upsets number 9 Wake Forest. Wake Forest 1 week as a top 10
Wake Forest
team.
blew that game.
No defense.
Yeah.
No defense.
Absolute choke.
Second year in a row, they were up by 3 scores at one point and lost. I don't get it.
I thought that was a Big 12 game I was watching.
It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that was a good basketball game.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a basketball game.
That was a tight defensive basketball game.
All right, look at Notre Dame with number 10 team in the country, 34-6 over Navy. Look at them trying to come in there and upset the playoffs and stuff like that again. Yeah. What y'all think? What you think?
It's college football year.
Yeah, see that Cincinnati? That's how you beat Navy.
That's ironic. It's so funny that Notre Dame did that because Notre Dame is Cincinnati's big win. But Notre Dame handled Navy way better than Cincinnati. I love.
Yeah,
college
shout out to
football.
all the midshipmen up there, man. I played ball up there, man. Shout out to him, man. The NFL on Fox was up there today, man.
I mean, it proves that simple football math doesn't work. That this team beat this team.
Yeah.
It's all about the matchups.
Yep.
All right, so you got Oklahoma State putting a beat down on West Virginia. Hey, y'all, if y'all know Golden Blue Dude, man.
Shout out to Golden Blue Dude.
Pray for that boy.
Hey, I mean, on a real note with Golden Blue Dude, he got to go through a bunch of couches the way they be burning them up there.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, according to Golden Blue
It's okay.
Dude,
West Virginia's going to the ACC.
Probably come in with Notre Dame. If not, they'll come in by themselves. And in the beginning of the season, I think they won like 1 or 2 games in the beginning, and he was like, "Oh, we can come into the ACC and run things." Well, look at you now.
Nope.
I can't wait till Oklahoma and Texas come into the SEC. Well, that's gonna be hilarious, bro.
Oh, that's gonna be a rude awakening.
Upset alert, and I got it right. I told y'all TCU was gonna upset Baylor, and sure enough, they did by 2 damn points.
Go Horny Toads.
Oh man, Baylor shits the bed. We'll move on from that. Auburn got destroyed by Texas A&M, 20-3.
The only touchdown scored in this
Nix.
game.
Shout out to Bo Nix.
It was a scooping score, man.
Man. BYU, of course, destroyed Idaho State.
That's why
I've never heard of Idaho State.
That's why I can't take it serious. Y'all are expecting Bo Nix. All these people that say that Alabama's going to go to Jordan Hare and lose, y'all are expecting Bo Nix to beat Alabama.
Damn.
That's because he can't play on the road, man.
Flynn, you do know Bo Nix has beaten Alabama already.
Yeah, as a
He turned
freshman.
into a different person at home. When he play on the road, man, he played different. When he play at home, he's a whole different quarterback.
I get it, but sun shines on a rabbit dog's ass every once in a while.
I mean, okay, but I mean, Alabama hasn't won at Jordan Hare in like 5 years, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's been 3. It's been 3 years. 3 years.
3 or whatever.
Well,
I'm just saying.
They've lost the last 2 with Jordan Hare.
So you got Bean Supreme says Auburn could easily beat Alabama. Wow.
Oh, he said easily.
I'm not going to say easily, but Auburn
3 points.
Auburn can win. And Bo Nix, I mean, as bad as Bo Nix played against A&M, he's way better now than he was in 2019 as a freshman.
All right. So Liberty, Ole Miss 27, Liberty 14. Not much to see there.
Now that being said about Bo Nix, remember the next time somebody brings up how great Mario Cristobal is, Bo Nix made him look like a damn fool.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, not really. Bo Nix kind of lucked out.
About people making Mario look bad. We ain't even gonna talk about people.
Oregon was the better team that day.
They ain't gonna talk about teams making Manny look bad because unfortunately I had to suffer with Manny.
Hey, shout out to CJ, man. He said UGA going 15-0. That's right, man.
Yeah, shirt merch. He say shirts and merch coming soon.
Yes, woo.
He was talking about. He was also talking about what's your email merch.
Now, when he say UGA going 15-0, does he mean their basketball team is going to start out 15-0?
Nah. As soon as I seen that cupcake schedule that we got, I was like, man, we ain't losing nobody. As soon as that schedule dropped, I told T2Y, man, we're not losing nobody, man.
So
well, I mean, during
UGA though,
going 15-0 is harder than it looks.
Again.
I mean, during the season, UGA shouldn't lose to anybody because they got a soft ass schedule.
Oh man, so y'all don't. So basically, UGA don't beat the Florida fans into submission. UGA
Florida's on the bandwagon now.
And this is coming from a Florida fan. So y'all don't beat them into submission. Dang.
We don't beat a lot of teams into submission this year.
I mean, Sergeant, be honest. Looking at your schedule during the off season, Florida was the toughest game on your schedule. True or false?
I knew Florida was going to be trash though because of who they had at quarterback. So that's why I was like, we're not losing nobody. The only team I lose.
But that's exactly my point. Y'all knew Florida was the toughest team on your schedule, and you knew they were trash.
The only team I was nervous about was Clemson, honestly. I was nervous about the Clemson game because they got too much hype.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Slim Shady Canes. Slim Shady said that Florida could lose more than 4 games, and they did. That's tough.
I did.
That's tough.
I was worried about Clemson because they was giving
Hey, and you know what? My prediction may still be on track with Florida. They may still go 4-8.
My God.
All right, so
Slim, you called it.
Here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact. If Miami beats Florida State this week, Miami will end Florida State's bowl eligibility.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh man.
So Florida State, y'all better come play your hearts out.
I want to play Florida. I want to play Florida.
That or you're gonna be eating your cereal out of a cup or maybe your hands. Close the door.
Oh damn!
All right,
I want to play Florida for our bowl
Michigan
game.
State, by the way, Michigan State loses to Arkansas 31-28. Close game, 3-point win. Michigan State ranked number 17.
No, Mississippi State.
That's Egg Junior.
My bad. Mississippi State. I don't know why I got Michigan State on the brain. Maybe it's because they beat us by 21 because Manny Diaz is our head coach. Tennessee beat Kentucky by 3.
I predicted that. I took Tennessee on the money line.
I saw that coming too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. Kentucky got cheated.
T2Y absolutely foresaw 3 drop touchdown passes that cost Miami that game. He saw it coming. But he thought they were going to be from Mark Pope, so he was almost right.
Man, I also saw a defense that was called by Manny Diaz that could not stop Kenneth Walker.
Nobody.
That dude's a Heisman finalist. So to get run on by Kenneth Walker.
You know what's crazy? He didn't look so Heisman-ish until he played Miami. That's that boost of confidence.
Yeah, he did. We were telling you going into the game that Kenneth Walker was going to be a problem.
You crazy as hell.
You are crazy. Kenneth Walker was already
a Heisman finalist.
Kenneth Walker came out the gate balling.
When he played against Miami, he looked like he deserved the Heisman.
And guess what?
He looked like he deserved the Heisman versus Michigan.
Yeah, he did the same thing to Michigan.
Last night. He played good.
Here we go with the Manny Diaz excuses. Well, that's Alabama. They do that to everybody. Well, that's Kenneth Walker. He do that to everybody.
Is it wrong?
Is it wrong?
They didn't do it to Florida. They beat Florida by 2 points, and Florida's 4-4.
They beat LSU by 6. I don't know. LSU looked terrible.
And guess what? Even in a loss, Kenneth Walker ran for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's it. That's the Manny Diaz effect. We start accepting excuses.
Like I said, find hate.
Florida State loses to 19th North Carolina State.
Hey, nice. Darnell Carlton, watch Georgia lose to Tennessee on some BS. It won't matter, man. We're still going to the SEC championship in Atlanta in December. So these next 2 games.
Did y'all already play Tennessee?
Nah, we play them this Saturday.
Nah.
Oh shit, Tennessee on the money line.
I might put like $5 on it just to see what happens.
Already won this, man.
Just to see how much you win.
Yeah.
Glorified scrimmages.
He ended up winning 50,000.
Glorified scrimmages for us. We've already clinched the East.
I want to see what's the juice on that game. Like how much am I getting? Like if I'm getting double my money, I might put $10 on Tennessee on the money line.
I'll give Tennessee 1 touchdown. I'll give them 1 touchdown.
That money line's got to be like.
I give them 10 points.
All right, so Illinois upset Minnesota 14-6. Dang, all 6 points of Minnesota came in the 4th quarter. That's tough. That game looked like it was a slugger.
Only thing is Tennessee has no defense, man. We might score 50 on them.
All right, also you got
only 50.
Wisconsin bullied the shit out of Rutgers by 52-3. Dang. 3 points scored in the first half, and then didn't hear from him after that.
Todd Grantham got fired. Todd Grantham got fired.
Man, it's depressing being an Owl fan right now.
And they're firing Todd Grantham and offensive line coach John Hevesy.
Jacarius Middleton said Florida State will beat Miami by 3 points, so we control T2Y.
20-17.
You know what though?
So did they fire Grantham, or that's set, or is it set in stone, or is it just
it's set?
Being passed around?
He's getting fired.
Is he? My thing is he getting fired, or did they already fire him? Is it breaking?
No, they already fired. Like, he's not going to be their defensive coordinator this Saturday.
They just broke the news. Hey, BB Low, what's up, man? What's going on? It's about time you showed up, man.
He said about time they fired Grantham. He's been saying this for the longest. Hey, man, but when y'all gonna fire the head of the snake, though?
No, I expected this. Now Dan Mullen's going to keep his job, because the way I see it is he's like, they're the problem. They're going to give Florida's going to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him fire those coaches and let them take the fall, so he can hire new ones. So he gets a pass. So he's going to be the coach next year.
Megan Mullen been putting in work the last 2 days. That's what you saying.
I mean, here's my problem with that, Jordan. If you look at Dan Mullen's press conferences, Dan Mullen doesn't look like he even wants to be there.
He doesn't want to be there, but he's getting a good he's getting a good paycheck. He's not gonna.
I wouldn't want to be there.
Dan Mullen, listen, they asked about recruiting, and all Dan Mullen had to say
I'm here
was,
to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I promise you, Dan Mullen is, because they probably wouldn't have let him make this move if they weren't going to give him a second chance.
You know what it probably is? He probably got a text back from Urban, and Urban said, "No, I can't hire you as my offensive coordinator."
He said, "Oh, all right."
Okay.
He got 1 more year. Hey, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I hope he got 10 more years.
Yeah, Dan Mullen's going to be the head coach
at the end of the season.
This makes it official.
Iowa survives Northwestern 17-12. Boise State pulled the upset on Fresno State. Pretty sure nobody cares. Hawaii lose to San Diego State.
Shout out to the Smurf Turf, bro. That is the brightest field in college football.
And shout out to all the co-eds at San Diego State, man. Shout out to all the women at San Diego State.
I've been on that campus, man.
Woo, bro, that campus is on the chain, bro.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Ole Miss could give them a run for their money. Boy,
Yeah. Ole Miss is off the chain too. All
right, let's see where we at next week. Who play who? Let's make some predictions.
Bro, let's start with Clemson, UConn. That's going to be the best game of the week.
Well, we're not going to see Clemson on here because, we're talking about top 25 team. Yeah, that's tough. Who knows? When the playoff rankings come out on Tuesday, I think y'all might actually be on the 25 or somewhere in there.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so North Carolina at Pitt.
That might be another basketball game right there.
Yeah, that's a basketball game.
Go North Carolina.
I want North Carolina to win.
Shit, like 49-45.
After the way they abused y'all last year, I wouldn't want North Carolina to win.
Listen, I want North Carolina to win so that we can have some of this back and forth, depending on other teams to beat other teams, so Miami can make it to the Coastal.
So after
Miami
all that,
can win the ACC championship. So Miami can win the bowl game, and maybe we can keep Manny Diaz.
That's why you.
Okay, so who does Miami fans want to win? Is it Pitt or is it North Carolina?
You want
North Carolina.
Okay.
You want Pitt to win T2Y?
No, you want North Carolina to win that game because North Carolina.
If your goal is to make the ACC championship, then
North Carolina has three Dawsons already.
Yeah.
We don't care if they
That's
win
what
or
I'm
lose.
saying. But,
We don't care if
but
they win
they're in
out.
front of us. They're in front of us right now.
North
So you don't want
Carolina,
they're not.
North Carolina is not in front of us.
Yes, they are. Look at
They
No,
are.
they're not. The
Look at
only
the
two
thing.
teams in front of us is Pitt and
No,
Virginia.
they are
That's
not.
it.
UNC has 3 ACC
No.
losses. They lost to
UNC
they
has
lost to
3
Virginia Tech.
ACC losses.
Yeah.
We don't
Look
we
up
don't
the
care about them.
ACC.
As long as
I'm
Miami
telling you.
wins out, North Carolina is not a factor.
Yeah, North Carolina's already lost to
Let
Virginia
me
Tech,
just go ahead
Georgia,
and show him
Virginia
this. Let me
Tech,
just go
Georgia
ahead and
Tech,
show him the
and
standings.
Florida State. So they got 3 ACC losses.
Let me just go ahead and show him the standings.
Yeah.
Okay, so UNC wins.
Yeah, post the standings, bro.
Y'all forgot UNC lost to Georgia Tech and Florida State,
As
right?
you can see, there's the standing right there.
Yeah.
They already got
Oh.
three losses. Miami is not worrying about none of these teams back here. We got to beat them, but we don't worry about them.
UNC can win out. It don't matter.
Lose to UNC.
Yeah, we'll want. Yeah.
That way,
okay,
Pitt will have 2 losses, and we'll have the tiebreaker
tiebreaker.
over Pitt. Now we need Pitt to beat Virginia.
Yep.
So Virginia will have 3 losses, and we will be in the front for the Coastal. So Manny Diaz can keep his job, so we can go to the ACC championship. He can possibly win and keep his job, and then we can go to the bowl game, and he could probably win that, and he probably keep his job. That's tough.
So after all that shit you talk, you still want Miami to make it?
I want Miami to win every game they play. I'm just tired of Miami depending on other teams to beat other teams. We never control our own destiny.
It doesn't work like that.
Georgia's gonna win every game they play.
Georgia ain't worrying about nobody beating no other body so they could get in. They control their own destiny. All they got to do is just win games. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
How long Georgia had they head coach though?
Kirby's been there for 5 years.
6 years.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 6. This is his 6th year.
And Georgia was trash in 16.
All right, so
They weren't trash, they just weren't good. I think they won like 8 games. They were all right. They just weren't.
What was the year they lost to Vanderbilt?
That was 2016. But Vanderbilt was kind of okay.
I'll give Georgia this much. They have got to be absolutely the luckiest team when it comes to picking head coaches because both of them worked out real good.
Yep.
All right, so let me know in the chat who you guys are taking. Who you guys are taking to win this game, Pitt or North Carolina?
All right, North Carolina. I say 61-58.
The funny thing is that's totally realistic.
I say 49-45 North Carolina.
All right, North Carolina will get it done. Keep Miami hopes alive. Cincinnati, South Florida. Cincinnati.
South Florida with the upset.
Struggle win Cincinnati.
Wow.
South Florida.
Hey, South Florida was giving Houston the business the other night.
They weren't.
Y'all probably weren't paying attention to that game, but South Florida was putting on some points.
I'm taking Cincy, but I'm not laying the points because Cincy will probably beat them by.
Give me South Florida. Go Jeff Scott.
I absolutely want Cincinnati to go undefeated.
South Florida.
No. I want Cincinnati to go
Florida
undefeated.
24-23.
Way I can bask in all the salty tears of all the people crying their eyes out when Cincinnati gets out of the playoffs.
Alabama, we can move on from that. Everybody know Alabama going to win. Wow, there are 51
New Mexico
points.
covers.
They're not going to cover that.
They might.
Actually, this would be the week to pick Alabama to cover because Nick Saban's going to be in their ass all week.
Yep.
Well, that's what they said last week.
Not last week. When they lost to A&M, what they do the next week? They went out and absolutely dominated Mississippi State. They covered by a bunch.
Here's a good one. Vegas couldn't even pick a winner. They're picking it even. So
that sounds about right.
Michigan, Penn State.
Yeah, that's about right. I say Penn State with the
I
upset.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I say Penn State. I'm going with Penn State.
I don't think either team pulls away. In
Yeah,
that game.
it's Michigan's turn to lose.
Penn State 31-27. Penn State.
And give me Michigan. I want a one-loss Michigan and Ohio State facing each other. Give me
Oh
Michigan.
Lord.
I'd like to see that.
Slim
But
on that one. I'm rolling with Slim on that one. Let's go. Oklahoma versus Baylor.
I almost
Baylor
want to
with
pick
the
Baylor with the upset.
I got
I'm gonna have to
Baylor on
Baylor
the
with
upset.
the
Oklahoma.
upset.
I just watched
51-48.
Baylor got upset. You know what? I'm
well, yeah,
taking
this is the time to pick Baylor because they're coming off of an upset.
I watched Oklahoma struggle with Kansas, man. I ain't got no faith in them.
Oklahoma's
right, so
I think this is going to be like I forget what year it was, but when
And
Baylor
Baylor's
had
on the Baylor's
lead
at
and then
home.
they blew to Oklahoma.
You know what? I will say this though: that Caleb Williams is playing better than Spencer Rattler. I got to give him that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Damn, everyone's
They're
better than
still
Spencer
not.
Rattler.
But this is my thing, though. I mean, both quarterbacks are good because, I mean, you scoring 50 points. You shouldn't be mad at your quarterback. You should be mad at your defense.
No,
If you
Jedi, the way
scoring
it
50
works is
points,
nobody
it's
No,
no
plays
that's
defense
Big
over
12. They
there,
don't have defense over there.
Yeah, anybody can score 50 points.
And
Yeah,
actually,
I would take
Spencer
Oklahoma.
Honestly, I mean, okay, I think that narrative is kind of.
And actually, Spencer Rattler wasn't putting up 50 points. That's why he got put on the bench, and he's thrown a hissy fit ever since.
The defense in the Big 12, actually, the defense in the Big 12 hasn't been it hasn't been that bad this year. It's been pretty good.
Say what? Say what?
Yes.
I mean, by Big 12
halfway into the season, like
Big
almost
12 has to get
all the
better.
teams in the Big 12 were allowing less than 20 a game.
The SEC
I'm telling
in
you, this is facts.
2019 was putting up more points than the Big 12.
Y'all don't even check the stats. Y'all just randomly assume that the Big 12 doesn't have defense. The Big 12 does have defense this year.
Okay, which team in the Big 12 has the best defense?
Baylor, probably. No, Oklahoma State or Baylor.
What about TCU?
What's their ranking in the
TCU actually has one of the worst defenses this year.
What's their ranking? What's their ranking of all the defenses? What's their ranking?
I got to pull it up. I don't have it memorized. But
It's not
I've
top
looked at
10.
it.
High 60s.
I didn't say it's top 10. I said on average, the Big 12 defenses have been pretty good.
Hang on. Guess what? There's only one SEC defense in the top 10 too, and that's Georgia.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're shitting on the Big 12. The Big 12 honestly defensively has been pretty good. Actually, the last 2 years haven't been that bad.
Listen.
But nobody watches the Big 12, so y'all don't know that.
You probably the only one that's seen it because.
Well, no, I've seen it too, and he's absolutely right. Now, granted, I compare it to the Big 12 defenses of like when Brian Bosworth said.
Yeah. The defenses were not good.
I'm just saying, give me a top 10 Big 12 defense in the last 3 years. Give me one.
In the last
3 years, give me one defense in the Big 12 that was top 10.
I don't have the past 3 years worth of data. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this season. What does 3 years ago got to do
I'm
with it?
just saying, if you don't have one team having a top 10 defense in 3 years, how do you say the defense is better?
I don't even know if they've had. I don't know.
Because what he's talking about is defenses are exponentially better this year in the Big 12 in the past couple of years than they were in the previous 5 before that.
Yeah, I'm not saying the Big 12 has always been a good defensive conference. I'm saying this season and last season wasn't that bad either. But this season, especially, the Big 12 defenses have been pretty good. Like we were halfway into the season, like I said before, and I saw the stat, and it was true. I don't know if it's still true now, but like over half of the teams in the Big 12 were allowing less than 20 a game.
I mean, perfect example.
That's pretty good.
Perfect example. Georgia's defense couldn't hold Oklahoma under 50, and they're doing it in the Big 12 this year. So, case in point.
All right, so Mississippi State versus Auburn.
I say Mississippi State with upset.
Auburn is a 5.5 point favorite.
Is Auburn at home?
Give me Sasquatch. Give me Sasquatch for the upset.
I'm gonna go with Auburn, man. Auburn's at home. They play different at home.
They do, but
that is also true.
But Mike Leach just pulled some upsets this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Auburn.
But they're not gonna beat Auburn.
Northwestern versus Wisconsin.
Studio One Live says Oklahoma State is top 5 yards per play. Deep, exactly. I should have went with Oklahoma State first, not Baylor.
Wisconsin is a 24-point favorite. Rolling with Wisconsin. Oh, Georgia, Tennessee.
Miami's still top 10 in tackle for loss and sacks.
Georgia, Tennessee. Give me Tennessee on the money line.
What's the numbers?
Georgia's a 20.5-point favorite, over and under 55, and it's in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Georgia will get the overall by themselves.
We'll cover.
Georgia's defense will cover the spread, not their offense.
Yeah, we're gonna cover. Tennessee has no defense. We're gonna cover.
Because for all the clowning we've done on Florida, Georgia's defense won that game. Their offense had absolutely zero to do with winning that game.
Yeah.
You let Kentucky put 40-something points on you. Yeah, that you have no defense. So yeah, we'll cover.
Yeah, and Kentucky's offense since they started SEC play has been bad. So that's not
terrible.
Hey y'all, I had fun, but my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna have to hop off here.
All right,
Slim.
All right,
so as long as Tennessee's jerseys are orange, I'm going with Georgia.
Yes, sir. Going with the orange team. Let's go.
No, I'm going with Georgia. Purdue, Ohio State. Can Purdue do it back to back?
God, I hope so.
They've already done it twice. I mean,
that'd be hilarious.
If they run it up a third time.
That's gonna.
It wouldn't be the first time Purdue, beat the hell out of Ohio State.
That's gonna be a blowout. It's in Ohio State too. That'll be a blowout.
Ohio State 20 at home.
I don't know. David Bell gonna give that Ohio State secondary some.
Hold on. College Football Talk says T2Y wants to join. All right, I'll put the link in the chat for you, boss.
I think Purdue do it again like a few years ago.
All right.
David Bell, he had over 200 receiving yards the other day. So he gonna give Ohio State secondary some problems.
They just gonna double him, man.
Ohio State win the game, but I want Purdue to pull the upset. Come on, Boilermakers.
Nobody's been able to double him, man.
I don't got no faith in Purdue, man. I'm sorry.
Here's another matchup: Minnesota versus Iowa.
And they're still unranked. That's the biggest thing. Purdue's still unranked. Well, we'll see what the playoff rankings haven't come out yet, so we'll see.
This one should be a good one, maybe a nail biter. Iowa versus Minnesota.
I don't know how to feel about that. Iowa played pretty good yesterday, but
I'm gonna take them.
I feel like this could be one of those very low-scoring games.
It most definitely will.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them over Minnesota.
But Minnesota's kind of weird.
Can Michigan State bounce back this week and beat Maryland?
Yeah,
probably.
Maryland,
I don't think they'll cover that.
Blowout.
They're a 13-point favorite in this one also.
Maryland is honestly worse than their record says.
Shout out to Dan Enos.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michigan State.
My boy Mike Loxley.
Texas A&M versus Ole Miss.
A&M.
That's a good game.
A&M.
If you're gonna pick A&M, it's a great time to do it. They're a 2.5-point favorite.
No, something tells me that line might move. So
yeah,
if you want to get in on this game, it's the best time to do it. 2.5 points.
I think this is the best time to do it if you want to take Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's going to move closer.
If you want to take Texas A&M, also, it's a great time to do it.
I don't know. Minus 2.5 is kind of.
Win by 3 points.
I get kind of iffy when I see 2.5. I'm not sure.
Thinking.
Listen, I'm gonna wait.
I just say Ole Miss because I think they're a better passing offense than Alabama.
I got A&M blowing them out because Ole Miss ain't got no defense.
Yeah, I got A&M winning this one straight up. So that is something I would definitely bet on.
I'm going for Ole Miss.
Against my own self, I'll even bet the other way too. Right. So Kentucky versus Vanderbilt. So,
I just picked Kentucky.
All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say Vanderbilt pulls the amazing upset and Kentucky loses 2 in a row. And they go down, and they go downhill from there. They go downhill.
Nah, man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
The Kentucky
Vanderbilt is awful, man.
We beat them boys 56-0, bro.
yeah.
Fresno State.
Fresno State.
Vanderbilt would give up 50 points to Clemson's offense, man.
All right, so we got a North Carolina State versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest 2.5 points. Perfect time to take that bet. Put that money down.
So probably
all they would have to do is win by 3 points.
Okay, so here's what we need to at Clemson. We probably the most realistic scenario is we need NC State to beat Wake Forest, and then
yes, we do.
And then NC State. Then we need NC State to lose to NC State needs to lose to North Carolina and Syracuse. And then we need to beat Wake and have them lose. Well, no, that's the game.
You know what's funny?
What?
Hearing the Clemson fan pulling up scenarios on how they're going to get to the SEC.
That is
funny. Hey, enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Into it for the last 6 years.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we
can hear you. What's up?
Okay. I just want to make sure. What's up? What's everybody, man?
And hearing Clemson talk about this team need to lose so that team can lose, and damn, y'all just walked into it the last 6 years.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun too. It was fun.
Not seeing a number next to Clemson, man. Just Clemson and not no number next to the name. That's hilarious, bro.
It's been 7 years. I know.
I've been trying to tell them for the past couple of weeks. Hey, y'all, Georgia broke Clemson.
Hey, man, I want to say something about Clemson, man. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Hurricane fan, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not putting no hate towards Clemson or nothing, but like towards the beginning of the season, before the season started, I kind of knew Clemson wasn't gonna do what they do every year.
How did you know that?
I mean, it's just kind of like, the talent that Clemson had before, like this year. No, I'm just saying. I just want to speak my thing. I'm not trying to be, disrespectful to a Clemson fan or nothing. So any Clemson fan, just understand.
Man. This is channel, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I just want to keep it real quick. I just want to say, when it came down to Clemson, it's like, I kind of figured like without Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, you get what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. It was one point where I was like,
they lost 2 receivers to the NFL.
Yeah, they did. But then they still got a receiver back that was Justin Ross, if I'm not saying this, if I'm saying his name right.
Overrated.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like Justin Ross is overrated. I feel like he not utilized like he's supposed to be used.
We've been putting him in the slot. That's what Clemson fans have been having. We've been putting him in the slot. He's not a slot guy.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Let me say this before. I haven't been paying attention to Clemson. I haven't been paying attention to Clemson, but I feel like Justin Ross is the best person on the team. You get what I'm saying? I'm not putting no ifs and buts about it. I just feel like he's the best person on the team. I feel like he should be utilized a little bit better. Then I think that Clemson will probably I feel like he'll give Clemson that that Clemson used to have
Clemson
like last year.
No offensive line at all.
Well, I mean,
but let me tell you.
Wait. Let me say one more thing. The quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling y'all. I'm not feeling y'all quarterback, bro. I'm not feeling him, bro. He's not that quarterback. He's not the person to take over like he's just not. I'm sorry. Any Clemson fan could argue with me today, and I still tell them the same thing 10 months from now. DJ Ugalele is not that quarterback for y'all.
I'm in wait and see mode because I mean
I knew he was
when you watch him because when you watch him play. Yes, he does not play well. He has really bad moments, but then he'll have those few really good throws where you see the talent. And if you watch the Louisville game, he had his best game by far. He actually played really. I think he played
Let me
really well
say
against
this.
Louisville.
Okay.
So I'm in wait and see mode.
Baby
And
Shaq says Clemson.
he's definitely the guy for this
because they
year.
lost their OC.
I think what Jeff Scott from 2 years ago. I mean, I think that's probably part of it. But I mean, really, I think the worst thing about Clemson was poor roster management by the coach.
No, the worst thing about y'all was playing those first. Y'all should have waited.
No. Listen, this collapse was 2 years in the making when we took two offensive linemen in our 2019 class. Listen. No. Listen to me, because this is something that Clemson fans have known for a while. This has not. You keep saying you can trash talk about Georgia all you want. This was going to happen whether we played Georgia week 1 or not, because Dabo has been the way Dabo recruits. It wasn't sustainable, especially when you go back 2 years ago when we took only 2 offensive linemen in our class. All that pretty much threw our numbers out of whack. And so now we're in 2021 where all of our offensive line talent is freshmen and sophomores, and couple that with a ton of injuries, and then you get the result that you've gotten this year. Now the offensive line has gotten better. Let me finish. The offensive line has gotten better this year. If you watch the games, they actually haven't been that bad. I think they've been pretty solid these past. It's gotten way from the Georgia game. They weren't even functional. So that was going to.
Yeah.
You say Georgia, Georgia broke Clemson, but you saw how they played every other game after that. They just weren't a good. This was not a good unit to begin with.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. When it come down to Clemson, like defensive line, man, y'all got some defensive linemen that I wish that Miami had. Don't get it twisted. I'm not sleeping on my defensive linemen, because Nestor J. Silva and Leonard Taylor, which if we get him more snaps, I feel like we will be more dominant in the middle. Who else? Chance Williams and DeAndre Johnson just started showing flashes to me. I'm sorry to any other Hurricane fans, but DeAndre Johnson just started showing flashes to me. I don't feel like he showed flashes in the beginning, but now he started showing flashes towards the the Pitt game, and I want to see what goes further. But how I feel is like, I just feel like, Clemson was it? Huh?
Listen, I think
win the ACC, despite losing all the players, the ACC is a whole trash can. That's speaking from FSU, and I know we're hot garbage.
We need a lot.
Yeah, because FSU is hot garbage. I ain't gonna lie.
ACC. But listen, the offensive line thing has been an ongoing issue throughout Dabo's career. Not necessarily like offensive line play, but we just don't recruit very good offensive linemen. We recruit a lot of things really well. We recruit wide receiver really well, defensive line really well. We recruit running backs pretty well. We recruit quarterbacks pretty well. Offensive line has easily been the worst thing about Dabo's entire tenure. We've had before 2020, we had 2 offensive linemen drafted. Two offensive linemen drafted in the first 3 or 4 rounds in Dabo's entire career. Our offensive line recruiting and development has always been an issue. Our offensive line has always been, just good enough,
right?
Throughout this entire time, and it's finally coming back to bite us. That's been the biggest issue, and it's not the only reason that DJ has struggled.
I think the quarterback,
coaching. It's not the only reason DJ has struggled. I think the coaching has been, and the coaching him up has been not as where it should be, but that's the biggest reason.
Yeah.
And you can say I'm making excuses. It's not excuses. It's exactly what's happened.
I was told DJ was the best thing since sliced bread, and then we played.
Me too.
I don't. The best thing since sliced bread was Trevor Lawrence. We're not going to have another Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, I'm not saying y'all gonna have a Trevor Lawrence, but I feel like y'all should get a better quarterback than what y'all got right now.
All I'm saying is that
when I see him throw that bullet to his running back out the back.
In the beginning of the year, Clemson fans was very hyped on DJ Ukulele.
For good reason.
They saw him playing against who was Boston College and somebody else last year.
Notre Dame.
Hey, you know how? Hey, let me say something. Hey, let me say something.
In the country last year. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
One of the best defenses in the country last year. He put up 400 yards, 440 yards, the most that Notre Dame has ever given up to any quarterback. So you tell me what fan base wouldn't be excited for the future?
Notre Dame wasn't one of the best defenses.
Yes, they were. They absolutely were.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, but Notre Dame is not like that. They just hyped them up too much, bro. I'm sorry.
They just
hyped them up.
They hyped them up too much, bro.
Listen, Notre Dame was still. You can hate on Notre Dame all you want. They were still a very good defense last year.
Speaking of Notre Dame,
did you see the players that got drafted off that defense? And their defense is good this year.
Speaking of Notre Dame, Notre Dame plays Virginia this week. Number 10 in the country. Probably go down in the rankings a little bit when they do put out the official. Y'all taking Notre Dame or y'all taking Virginia?
So but seriously,
I'm taking Virginia.
My question. Tell me what fan base wouldn't have been excited. He put up over 800 yards in 2 starts.
I mean, to be honest with you, you're not lying. What fan base would be excited when you got a quarterback that's coming in next year and boom?
Exactly. We had no reason.
I want to say something. Wait, I want to say something too. Like, because it's like us, if Derek King wasn't hurt, we'll probably be just like them. We was excited. We excited Derek King coming back. I mean, we was excited when we found out that he might have been good enough for as far as like, coming through his injury, but you seen what happened with that by the Michigan State game. You get what I'm saying? And it's like,
I wasn't excited he was coming back because most of us knew the injury that he had don't take no 9 months to get recovered from fully.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So I was like, him coming back is just going to delay one of these guys from getting developed.
No, I feel like I want to let you know. I talk to my girl every time. And I tell her all this time, I tell her every day, I feel like Derek King should have knew he should have sat out that game.
He should have never came back.
Millie said they said DJ was a Heisman candidate and he gonna eat this year. Exactly.
What reason why?
Do you know who surprised me?
What reason did they have to not think that? What reason?
Wait, can I say this though? Can I say this? I just want to say this. You know who surprised me? Because they hyped him up and he never had a start. But he showed out against us and everything. I'm pretty sure Miami Hurricane fans about to know who I'm talking about. But like he got hyped and he never played a meaningful college football game to show that he was that great. But he was just getting hyped, Heisman candidate, everything. And he came out and he balled and he been balling ever since. And is that Alabama quarterback? I can't say his name right now, but I know
Bryce Young. You talking about Bryce Young who's struggling in Florida?
Hey, how I'm saying, regardless of what y'all saying, the boy balling, man, he's doing his thing.
He's good. Bryce Young is good.
He doing his thing, man.
He's strong.
Hey, Texas A&M, Texas A&M, I give them the hand clap. That's their thing. They did their thing. Jimbo Fisher said before the season started that he was gonna come beat Alabama, and it feels great to hear a quarterback say, to hear a coach say, I'm gonna beat Alabama and then come in and beat them, but it's like, boom, it's like you can't really like knock him for that Texas A&M game because it's like his first start as far as like a freshman quarterback.
Hold on.
Bryce.
You talking about Bryce?
You
talking about the quarterback that's running for his life, that life that's running for him?
Yeah, they winning their games though, man.
I don't know why we feel the need to why we got to tear down Bryce Young like he hasn't been playing good.
He hasn't done anything.
What do you mean he hasn't done anything? He's playing good.
Honestly, we can talk shit about him, but you got to go look at his stats, man.
I think Bryce Young was just overhyped this entire time.
He's playing a phenomenal game.
Hey, honestly, he better than DJ Ugalele. I'm not trying to throw shots. I'm just keeping it real. He better than DJ Ugalele, man.
I'm not
like this is a trash talking channel. You throw all the shots.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You feel me? He better than DJ Ugalele, man. Like, just go look at the stats, man.
He lost to Texas A&M and he's struggling with Florida. I don't respect that dude.
What are you saying? He's better than DJ for?
Hey, man, look, I'm a Hurricane. Hey, look, I'm a Hurricane fan. I'm not an Alabama fan. I do not give a fuck about Alabama. I'm just letting you know. Bryce Young, though, as a football fan, he's a great quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say he's great.
I agree with you on that. He is a good quarterback, and he's just a freshman.
I'm not gonna say it's great yet.
That man got 2 or 3 more years under his belt now. That they coming on.
Yeah, he can be garbage next year. You never know.
Yeah, let's say Alabama don't win this year. I guarantee you Bryce Young win the next year.
Let's give him a couple years before we say he's great.
Nah,
That's
I ain't
all
gonna
I'm
lie.
saying.
Georgia might win it again next year too.
Nah, Georgia not like that. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all. Hey, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. Georgia, they are. I've watched Georgia play, bro, and I'm sorry, bro. It's just Georgia just don't look that good like they claim that they are. Yeah, they good this year, but next year, bro, I don't think that they doing it again in the second year, bro.
People say
no,
next year,
but Georgia did. But Georgia didn't do nothing last year.
Georgia didn't. The only thing Georgia lost was in the secondary. Everything else they brought back.
Let's take a quick shift.
They're not going to do that this year. They're going to lose players on offense and a ton on defense.
So Florida State versus Miami. Let's take a quick shift.
Hey, honestly,
the line was sitting at 1 point. Miami, it went up to 2.5. Now I'm not sure what it is, what made it went up, but right now it's a great time to bet on that. If you want to make a bet that Miami will win or even Florida State, the line is pretty low. Most likely guaranteed money.
Florida State win. I'll be on.
Hey, before y'all make y'all bet, it's a Florida State fan in this chat, right?
Nah, not on the panel, but maybe in the chat.
Florida State fan.
Okay, well, it's a Florida State fan. You know, I know they here. I just want to ask a real question, man. I just want to see the answer, man. Y'all really think y'all gonna beat us? like, listen, I'm saying y'all really think y'all gonna beat us? I know they've been coming in and Notre Dame and all them other games, which I feel like I said, Notre Dame not like that. That's why Florida State was able to play them like that. I just don't feel like Notre Dame like that. I'm sorry. You call me a Notre Dame hater, I guess that's what I'm at. That's what I am. But Notre Dame not like that. And that's why Florida State was able to play them like they was able to play them. But y'all really think that with y'all really think Florida State fans really think that Miami gonna lose to them? I'm not saying that as a Miami fan, but honestly, man, I don't see Florida State. I don't see it being a close game at all. Like, honestly, my prediction, if you want to know my prediction, I think, honestly, I feel like I give them 14 points and we score like 42.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. If Miami doesn't score 42 points against Florida State, that's disappointing.
Yeah, like we got our talent is better than Florida State. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it real. Like, we got a 6'5", 200 and something pound safety. We got a 5-star defensive lineman. Every time you put him in, he makes moves. He makes plays. I'm talking about Leonard Taylor. You got somebody. You got some flashes with Chance Williams.
I can confirm Jermaine Johnson, Florida State defense is overrated as hell.
Yeah, he not like that. I honestly, can I say something? I want to say something before anybody say something. I just want to say something about the Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson, I honestly thought, hey, he was gonna be this big player, and honestly, I wanted to. But where has he?
Jermaine Johnson has been putting up an ACC Defensive Player of the Year type.
Jermaine Johnson not like that, man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Well, who else in the ACC is good at defense?
That is cap. I am no Florida State fan. Jermaine Johnson is that
dude. Dude is a freak. Florida State as a whole,
he's overrated.
Suck.
Yeah, as a whole,
Florida State as a whole suck. But Jermaine Johnson is an absolute freak.
Facts.
Okay.
Let's not put
the
whole team's dilemma on that one kid.
Yeah, y'all.
Okay. All right, my fault. All right, T2Y. This is a question for you then. This is a question for you then, T2Y. Do you think that FSU was the wrong choice for Jermaine Johnson?
Absolutely. If he wanted to win ball games, absolutely. He could have went anywhere in the country and dominated just the same.
Jermaine Johnson is that y'all don't got to call Jermaine Johnson overrated just because the team itself ain't
freak. Yeah. He is a freak of nature.
He was given you watch that Clemson game. was.
I watched a little bit of it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched a little bit of the
giving
game.
us fits. He was the one that had that strip sack on DJ. He stripped DJ and picked it up.
But that kid is a freak.
Okay, well,
he's the best player on the entire team.
Well, maybe I am going off the whole Florida State fan, so I shouldn't be just targeting Jermaine Johnson. But I'm just saying, Florida State not like that.
Yeah, Florida State as a team is not like that, but they've got good players. Jermaine Johnson is a good.
Honestly, the way that Rambo been showing out for the last 3-4 weeks, man, I'm being real. We blowing them out in coverage in the safety area.
I don't even know. Pitt has a good front seven, but they've been getting lit up these last few weeks.
Hey, but can I be real with y'all? You know, I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, and you know, for years we've been beating Pitt. Who else? We beat NC State. If I'm not mistaken, it's been 3 years, not 2. With NC State.
NC State 2 years. 2 years.
Oh, it's 2 years. It's 2 years. Okay, I was only. It was a question that I was asking.
We normally don't play them at all.
Yeah.
Every 7 years or so.
Okay, so I ain't gonna say nothing about NC State, but let's talk about like you know people like that Miami has faced like you know, I feel like let me just say this off rip right here. The last game that we played in Miami. You can ask my girl. I was sitting at the TV as we were doing the plays, and every time Miami was 4th and 1 or 3 and 1, we went for a run. And before we went for that run, I always said, "Don't run it, don't run it, don't run it," and we'll run it. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm being real with you. If right up the middle, right? Right up the middle. And I feel like that. Stop doing that shit. Like, literally, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not no coach. I'm not no coach or nothing. But hey, what's so difficult than with a hard slant through the middle, like real close or something, or a drag route? You get what I'm saying? When we 4th and 1.
Red was doing that because they was Georgia Tech. And you think his line should be able to push?
Don't say it's Georgia Tech, because we do it every single game we play.
We did. Yeah, we do it every game. We do it every game, bro. Every game, and that really pisses me off.
And like I was saying before my other phone died, man, people were saying we were gonna be trash this year. People were saying y'all losing all these people to the NFL. Georgia ain't gonna do nothing. Now we undefeated.
Who said that?
Yeah,
a bunch of folks in the SEC said that we went what? We lost 2 games last year. A bunch of folks said it.
So
all I remember hearing about is how much.
Hey, all I'm saying is this. Hey, Georgia better not end up like they ended up in what was it? The national championship 2018 or 27? What was it? What year? What year was it when they were blowing Alabama out and then Alabama came back and won it?
Alabama doesn't have.
Bro, y'all were blowing Alabama out, bro.
If Georgia end up losing this year, at least the Braves won.
Hey, if we end up losing this year, then y'all just got to deal with us next year.
The Braves done used up all of Atlanta's luck.
No, we had luck today. Did you watch the Falcons?
The Georgia curse is either broken or Atlanta just,
Did y'all watch the Falcons Saints game? Did y'all watch the game?
I didn't watch the game, but I was in the car with my boy, and he always got the excess radio.
The Saints without Jameis Winston.
Yeah, the Falcons without Calvin Ridley.
Had Jameis Winston been playing, y'all wouldn't have won that game.
Had Calvin really been playing, we'd have won that game.
Okay, then Calvin. Okay, a wide receiver and the quarterback ain't the same.
Okay, those
are equivalent losses.
20 yards last year. Who had the most catches over 20 yards last year? Calvin Ridley.
Okay, it's still not more important than the quarterback that throws the wide receiver the ball.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
So does the quarterback, the one that literally touches the ball on every single play.
Yeah, our best offensive player didn't play. Their best offensive player didn't play. We still won.
My Titans are kicking ass, by the way.
Speaking of the NFL. Well, I can't talk, y'all, because I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't give a fuck if y'all talk shit. I'm a Dolphins fan.
Y'all think that
people
upset on Florida?
Sanford over Florida. I feel like T2Y. I feel like you being funny on this game right here.
Nah, man.
There's a reason.
Give me
There's a reason
the
why they
Stanford
put out no
Bulldogs
money
in
line.
Birmingham, Alabama beating Florida.
There's a reason they put out no money line. I'm just saying.
Hell no,
20-17.
Take Sanford in the points.
I feel like Florida go win Sanford.
They don't even have a line. I don't even think they're gonna let you bet this game.
Hey, everybody in this chat could put on some shoulder pads and a helmet. Go beat Sanford.
For real.
Hey, I'll play.
Hey, wait! Don't say that now. You know, because I always learned growing up, man. Like when you sat there, and, you talk stuff about a NFL player that's sorry in the NFL, but you got to understand there's a reason why they in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like so
you can't go in D1 anywhere is hard to do. Like 1%.
Yeah, but it's a reason why they're Sanford and Florida's Florida. Come on now.
I mean, that's Florida. Yeah.
Sanford will whoop all of our ass.
Florida will beat Sanford.
We would get.
5-5.
I believe.
Bullshit.
I get mossed by Sanford's like 5th string wide receiver, man.
Honestly, let me ask y'all a question because it's been a hype around. It's a team. We ain't talking about right now, but it's been a hype around ESPN. Do y'all think Cincinnati should be in the top 4?
No, not yet.
I do.
I'm just happy. BB Lowe said they keeping Mullen for another year, man. That made my month right there, bro. That's the happiest news I done heard all year, man.
Oh, Hurricane Kilo said FSU said the same thing about JSU.
All right, so let's take a look at some of these bold predictions ESPN got coming up.
Oh, that's behind the paywall. You ain't gonna be able to unless you got ESPN Plus.
I'm a Plus member, sir.
Oh. Look at you! Look at you! All right,
Plus member, man.
I got the kids, man.
I see you. I see you. All right.
Come on now.
Excuse me. All right.
The national championship will be Georgia versus Alabama or Georgia versus Ohio State.
Oh.
If it's Ohio State,
but do they got a prediction as far as like who are the 4 teams in the playoffs?
Well, yeah. Look at the Orange Bowl and then the semifinal.
Okay, so semifinal they got Georgia versus Ohio State or Georgia versus Oregon.
Yeah, these are 2 guys.
The other one is Alabama versus Oregon or Oklahoma versus Ohio State.
So Schlaba, however you pronounce that. He thinks Oklahoma, Ohio State, and scroll up. And Oklahoma, Ohio State, Georgia, and Oregon is going to be the playoff.
And then this other guy, I don't know.
Georgia, Ohio State.
That's assuming if Georgia beats Alabama.
So those are his 4.
Even if we lose Alabama, we'll still be in the playoff.
Let's take a look at the other bowl games. Okay, so New Year's 6 Peach Bowl. Wake Forest versus Michigan or Wake Forest versus Notre Dame?
Yeah, if Wake Forest wins the ACC, they're automatically in the Peach Bowl. So
yeah, so I'm predicting Wake Forest. Sorry, Clemson. Sorry, Miami.
Well, whoever wins the ACC is going to the Peach Bowl. It don't matter. So
sorry, Clemson.
Hey, T2Y. I remember a live you did. Was it a live or was it a video you put up? I think it was a couple of days ago. You had put up the standings of that. You put up the predictions of bowl games, and you had Miami and Florida State, and I mean not Miami and Florida State, but Miami and Florida Gators in one bowl game.
In the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, look, wait. I want to be real with you. I want that game. I want that game back.
It might not happen now because Florida got mollywopped by South Carolina. So
that is right. Hey, that's crazy. I remember turning to the TV channel and seeing that game. I was like, "What? Florida loses to South Carolina?"
Yeah, they're not gonna make a bowl game this year.
When I saw that score, I just looked at it like, "Won't he do it?"
I think Dan Mullen's done after the season.
All right, so PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, they saying Cincinnati versus Notre Dame or Cincinnati versus Texas A&M. Rose Bowl, Michigan State versus Utah. Both of them agreed on that one. All-State Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma versus Texas A&M or Oklahoma State versus Alabama. That's in case that Georgia beats Alabama and they don't make it into the playoffs or whatever. So somebody don't believe Alabama can make it. That's
Yeah.
What else we got? What else bowl game? Or they give all the explanation of what they come up with, all that shit. I watched this selection, but I ain't gonna play it because they're gonna copyright it. Bahamas Bowl. Toledo, Marshall, or Kent State versus Florida.
FAU.
Willie
Taggart.
Hey, FAU got the Cozy Perry, y'all.
Yeah.
So you got the Cure Bowl. Kent State versus Liberty. Middle Tennessee versus Alabama, Birmingham.
UAB.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So roofclaim.com. Boca
I'm
Bowl.
going to talk about that one.
Boca Raton Bowl. Charlotte versus Miami of Ohio, or Appalachian State versus Central Michigan. Cricket Bowl. Damn, that's tough.
That's the HBCU.
Yeah,
Celebration Bowl
versus South Carolina State. Both of them agreed.
I mean, not really many choices from the MEAC, so that seems about right.
New Mexico Bowl, Boise State versus UTEP. Nevada versus Miami of Ohio. Another Technology Bowl or whatever. BYU versus Texas.
UTSA,
the Roadrunners.
Both of them agreed. All right. Linden Tree Bowl, Appalachian State versus Wyoming. Western Kentucky versus Western Michigan. Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel has a bowl game? What the hell?
What the? Come on.
So you got USC versus San Diego State, or Oregon State versus San Diego State. LR Carrier. Wow. New Orleans Bowl. I don't know what the LNR Carrier is, but Louisiana versus Alabama, Birmingham. Louisiana versus Marshall.
If LSU was bowl eligible, I would have loved to see Lafayette versus LSU in New Orleans Bowl.
Oh, that would be fun.
That'd be amazing.
Bowl, East Carolina versus FAU. Charlotte versus Central Carolina.
On the surf turf.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Western Michigan versus Nevada. Eastern Michigan versus Boise State. Tropical Smoothie Calf Fresco Bowl. So you got Air Force versus Western Kentucky, or Utah State versus UTEP. Lockheed Martin Armed Force Bowl. Texas Tech versus Houston. Texas Tech versus Air Force. Union Home Mortgage, whatever that is. Gasparilla Bowl. LSU versus Central Carolina. South Carolina versus Austin College.
South Carolina making a bowl game. What? Well, they might. They
beat Florida. They deserve a bowl game.
Well, they don't. No, they still need 6 wins. It don't matter. They need another win, which they can get. But you know.
All right. Then you'll have the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Hold on, let me put the link. The link's in the chat. For Ter or whatever the name is. The link's in the chat. Also, that's Fresno State versus Central Michigan, or Wyoming versus SMU. Miller Bowl. Ball State versus Middle Tennessee. Ball State versus Troy. Quick Loan Bowl. Rutgers versus Eastern Michigan, or Maryland versus Northern Illinois. Military Bowl. Louisville versus Central Florida, or Syracuse versus East Carolina.
Let's go Syracuse.
Smarter Bowl, whatever.
Birmingham Bowl.
Then you have South Carolina versus Memphis, or LSU versus Central Florida. First Responder Bowl, you got San Jose State versus Army.
You know to be funny? You know to be funny back at the LSU Central Florida game? If Central Florida beat LSU again. Yeah.
Well, LSU beat Central Florida the first time. That was
I didn't mean again.
Wasn't that with Joe Burrow though?
Yeah. That was the game Joe Burrow became Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
he took, if you remember, he took that mean hit when they were down.
Yeah.
And he got back up and just torched him.
Yeah. I got an LSU friend right now, man. He talking about he want Ed Oregon. I can't say his name right.
Ed Orgeron.
Yeah, Orgeron. Yeah, he want him gone. LSU fans don't want him.
I mean, they already fired him.
He's leaving after the season.
He's leaving after the season.
AutoZone Liberty Bowl. That's Kansas State versus Mississippi State. Texas versus Mississippi State.
TTY, I got a question for you real quick. So if Miami went out the rest of their games, you wouldn't consider like thinking about like keeping Manny Diaz?
Hell no. No.
I don't want to get into this.
Like even if he went out the rest of his bowl games, right, and say if they keep him, and then he get other recruits like top recruits to come in like Samar Stewart and all them, you wouldn't consider keeping him still?
Samar Stewart.
You wouldn't think about like maybe
even if he won Miami's first ACC championship ever in football.
If your expectations is to beat teams like Duke by 3 points, by all means keep Manny Diaz.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so San Diego Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Clemson versus Oregon State.
Disrespect.
That's the easiest dub I've ever seen for Clemson.
Or NC State.
Oregon State actually ain't that bad. But...
Damn, boy has the money.
They say that.
Isn't Oregon State who we played in the bowl game last year?
No, y'all play Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. My fault. It was Oklahoma State. Yeah, that's right.
Boy has the mighty falling.
Yeah.
Wait, what date? What date is that bowl game? They didn't even put the date.
That's like December 20. Hold on, it was up there. Is this December 28th?
Damn. Or it could be NC State versus Washington. All right.
I like that one better.
Hey, to X May and Day 305. To his
maiden Dade.
Yeah. To you, I ain't gonna lie. Samar might not come to us, but at the same time, there is rumors that Samar is real big heavy on Miami right now.
All right, so we got.
Then he goes to FIU.
Great Bowl, Maryland versus Texas, or Minnesota versus West Virginia. Then you got the Wasabi Inway Bowl. Boston College versus SMU, Louisville versus Memphis.
That sounds like a good game, Louisville and Memphis.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Pinstripe Bowl. You got Purdue versus North Carolina, or Penn State versus Virginia. Cheez-It Bowl. Don't we know a lot about that? Baylor versus NC State, or Iowa State versus Pitt. Then you got
wow, they did Pitt.
Damn, they did do Pitt dirty.
Wish I felt bad, but I don't.
Right, so you got Oklahoma State versus Washington State, or Baylor versus Arizona State. The Duke Mayo Bowl, Tennessee versus Miami, or versus North Carolina. So Tennessee versus Miami, or Tennessee versus North Carolina.
I'd be really interested. I'd watch both those games.
Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. Arkansas versus Penn State, Florida versus Purdue.
Hey, Tennessee versus Miami. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see that matchup because I just wanna.
That would be a pretty interesting matchup.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty high scoring. That'd be a fun shootout.
Hey, but guess what? T2Y will be going against the same quarterback we beat already.
Yeah, but Hendon Hooker's in a much better offense now.
Oh, that game, and that's in Nashville.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's
Memphis should be in the Music City Bowl.
All right, so Minnesota versus Arizona State, or Iowa State versus UCLA.
I'll take the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, I take Iowa over UCLA. when it comes down
You
to
got
that.
Gator Bowl, Pitt versus Kentucky, or Clemson versus Auburn.
I'd take playing
I'd
Auburn.
rather Clemson versus Auburn. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd take that.
Clemson versus Auburn.
That'd be fun.
But now you got
Yeah.
the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Virginia versus UCLA or Miami versus Washington State.
Clemson and Auburn used to be rivals. Used to be a yearly rivalry.
Hey,
Way
I'm not
back.
gonna lie. I am a Miami
Damn.
Hurricane fan that love to see us play other teams, man, because I want to see where we at. So Washington State also would be another team that I would love to. I would want to see us play.
All right, so then you got the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, Utah State versus Northern Illinois, and Fresno State versus Army. All right, so Outback Bowl, Wisconsin versus Florida, Wisconsin versus Kentucky.
In a New Year's Six, Florida? I don't think so.
Citrus Bowl, Ole Miss versus Iowa, Ole Miss versus Michigan. Texas Bowl, Iowa State versus Auburn, Kansas State versus Arkansas. And that's it. Oh, the No Bowl, Florida State versus Florida State.
The Kohler's Toilet Bowl.
Foul.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. All week, man, I'm be playing FSU disses, man. Y'all ain't hear that? Y'all ain't hear that new FSU Coach Coop diss?
As soon as I end this live, I'm going to listen to that.
Yeah, man. I just heard it maybe an hour ago before I joined into this live.
All right, guys. So we got some great games coming this week. College football ranked out on Tuesday. So we'll see what shift is made. Will Cincinnati make it into the top four? Maybe, maybe not. Where will Michigan State drop to? And who will move up into that top six, basically? So, like, share, subscribe, man. I'm going to call it a night. We're going to watch this thing play out this week. It's Florida State Hate Week. I got to put together some videos, get together with some Florida State guys, and we're going to try to get this rivalry week started. So, like, share, subscribe, and y'all make sure y'all have a good night. Go Canes.
Go Canes.
Appreciate y'all.
Go Canes.
Go Tigers.
Go Canes. We finna beat the brakes off Florida State ass.